Good morning to most, good afternoon to others, and good evening to the viewing audience across the pond. I'm your host, Jason Miles, here for another episode of This is Revolution podcast. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for joining us on this lovely Saturday morning. If you're a returning subscriber, listener, or one of our very valued patrons, I want to send a big thank you to all that joined us for a special Pop Life this past Friday with Ross Bennis as we discussed the potential retirement and career of Howard Stern, his current and past cultural significance and influence, and if he is to leave his position as the king of media, will he throw his hat in the podcast ring, or will he bow out and fade into the sunset? That show is up now, and after you're done here, make sure to check that out. Also, for the handful of metal fans that watch this show, not only will you get a philosophy for the people tomorrow, but I'll be right after Stefan to speak with former Megadeth founding member and bass player Dave Ellefson. We'll talk about his latest music project and his 40-plus year career as one of the architects of thrash metal. That interview will start at 2 p.m. Pacific time, so make sure check that one out as well. Now, if you appreciate the programs on this channel and want to be a part of our movie nights, which we recently had this Thursday, become a patron for as little as $3 a month or $30 for the year. You can have access to champagne rooms, past and present. Join us for movie night parties and so much more. Now, let's get to why you people are here in the first place: cultural appropriation.
We coming for you, nigga.
Whoa! Already with the insults. A year after the Paris Summer Olympics, no one remembers Team USA's 126 medals or Simone Biles' brilliance. What stuck was an Australian PhD in hip-hop named Rachel Gunn, better known as Ray Gunn, hopping around the Olympic stage like a panicked kangaroo. The routine was part farce, part anxiety attack, but entirely memeable. And in today's Olympics, that counts more than gold. Ray Gunn's awkward breakdancing eclipsed the events that were supposed to define Paris 2024. Her uniform became one of the top Halloween costumes. Her performance looped endlessly across TikTok and Twitter, and she became a household name. Not because of athletic achievement, but because she fed the machine what it really wanted: content. But once the laughter subsided, accusations of cultural appropriation rolled in. Gunn was accused of using her whiteness and class position to not only take a deserving black or brown dancer's Olympic spot, but also to make a mockery of hip-hop culture. It's true, her moves were comically bad, yet I doubt she arrived in Paris hoping to become the clown face of breaking. More than that, the outrage misses a larger point. Why was the Jamaican bobsled team immortalized in Cool Runnings seen as endearing rather than appropriative? Why is Red Bull's international breakdancing competition, held for over a decade, with champions from the Netherlands, Japan, and Brazil, rarely criticized for commodifying a street art form? The reality is that breakdancing has long been global and corporate. Its pioneers often wanted it to go big precisely because it could mean financial opportunity. The guardianship seems to emerge only when the wrong kind of outsider stumbles in. That's why the most interesting angle here isn't race but class. Ray Gunn's laughable performance was immediately followed by legal maneuvers, cease and desist orders against anyone profiting off her likeness, management teams securing her brand. Would a working class dancer from the Bronx have been able to pivot from embarrassment to monetization that quickly? Probably not. The real story isn't about who owns hip-hop. It's about who has the means to own their own spectacle. So did Ray Gunn set back breakdancing? Not really. In the United States, it remains kitsch, something from the 80s, half remembered from movies and MTV. But across Europe, Asia, and Latin America, breaking is alive, competitive, and taken seriously. The world has already moved beyond the idea that it belongs only to New York City. What Ray Gunn proved is that breakdancing, even in failure, still has the power to seize the world's attention. The tragedy isn't that she danced badly or that she dared to dance at all. The tragedy is that her parody of art was instantly, Jesus, sorry, monetized, while the art itself struggles for cultural legitimacy at home. So maybe the real conversation isn't about cultural appropriation at all. Maybe it's about how capitalism strips culture of its history, its struggle, and its meaning, leaving us with viral clips, cheap costumes, and cease and desist orders. To expand on this conversation with me, I have some members of the TIR crew. He is the Prince of Miami. He's the man of the Mau Mau Hour. He is my homie, my dog. He is the Pascal Robert.
Peace and greens to the chat. Peace and greens to the audience. Peace and greens, Jason Miles. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, fellas?
I figured this is right up you and Toussaint's alley, since you guys are both from New York. Speaking of Toussaint, she is the voice of reason on this show. Also a break dancer. She's M from the Bronx. Please welcome M. Toussaint.
Hello. I just want to say, for no real reason at all, I was listening to that podcast again where they used the sound drop, Yellow Diamonds Look Like Pee-Pee.
So weird.
And I realized that not only did they use the sound drop of the guy from the clip saying that, they put an echo behind it. So he's saying, Yellow Diamonds Look Like Pee-Pee, Pee-Pee, Pee-Pee.
Yellow diamonds look like pee-pee.
Pascal turned it into spoken word.
You ever notice the clips when they rap, they sound like they're giving like a homily in a church? And yellow diamonds, when they look like pee-pee, it's almost kind of like something sacred they're saying.
I still think that line is fucking horrible.
It's hilarious. There is an incantation kind of aspect to what they do.
Urine-colored diamonds?
They say it like you're supposed to repeat it in a cloak, in a dark room with a bunch of other people with cloaks on. I think, isn't their father a pastor or something?
Yes, they had their father as a deacon.
There we go.
Are they appropriating church culture?
I don't think it's intentional. It's just their style.
I mean, first of all, Toussaint, what did you think of Ray Gunn's breakdancing performance? Did it upset you as a young person that made their money pop locking on the cardboard in the Times Square?
They do it on the trains, and they do this weird flip next to people's strollers. Weird.
Yeah, I'm so tired of people dancing on the train. It happens in the Bay Area where I'm from as well. It's like the first 109 times I saw it, it was pretty cool. Now, okay, I get it. Please. Find another place to go. We're not impressed.
The thing about those kids is they smell really bad.
And they are just. Did I send you the video of the kid? He's doing all these kind of flips. He's hanging. I don't know if it's New York or the Bay Area. And he's like hanging on the rail that you use, the handrail. He's just doing flips and flips and flips with no shirt on. And I was like, that whole train just smells like.
You know it does.
Hot ass.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're dancing their ass off in these 15-second bursts. I get it, but it's like, dude, it's hot in here. Windows don't open, brother.
Windows don't open, brother.
Can you imagine me saying that to one of these? Like, hey, these windows don't open, brother. We're having a heat wave today, and you are making it much more unbearable. We will give you money to not dance. And
you have to say it like a preacher, so it'll have meaning. It'll be meaningful.
Anton said, "Did MT say they smell real bad?" Am I lying?
Horrible.
It's hot. It's hot. Hell is hot. But what did you think when you saw Ray Gunn's performance? Did you laugh? Did you think, I can't believe she took the Bronx this far down hell?
She took us worldwide, yo. I thought it was interesting that it looks like that came out like 2 months ago, or at least it was uploaded.
Oh, the Australian
Yeah.
yeah. It's actually relatively new. Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird to be talking about it this much later. It was such a phenomenon at the time. But it was interesting. There was some background information that I got that was new. I knew she was a PhD and she had some scratch, as they say.
But
But
what she's a PhD in breakdancing, which
right,
I feel like if you have a PhD in breakdancing, while you're probably a good ambassador for the country in global affairs like the Olympics, you also aren't serious about having a job.
yeah. Let's see Ben Burgess try to pull that one out. I'm going to teach at Rutgers with my PhD in breaking.
I have a PhD in mosh pitting.
There we go.
It seems, I don't want to shit on anyone's fucking thing, but come on. We knew what we were getting here with this.
I mean, we have a whole genre of hip hop scholars.
Okay, now you came up in a certain era, Pascal, where hip hop is really looked at as the definitive voice of a certain stratum of black. I shouldn't say a certain stratum of Black America, of young Black America, and you also are part of. You are not yourself, but I'm sure you have contemporaries that do become quote unquote hip hop scholars. How do you look at that as serious scholarship?
I really don't. I think that what happens is that the over fascination with hip hop as the form of revolutionary art form of a generation, plus the hyper commercialization of the art form and the way it's capitalized, particularly in the 80s, make it the voice of a politics that never happened. And as a result, there's a whole generation of people that are desperate to validate the art form by making it something that it never became, which was a movement. In other words, the music became the movement in and of itself.
Mm-hmm.
But the music is not a movement. Music is not a movement. Music can reflect a movement, but music is not a movement. But unfortunately, we got a generation of many scholars who became who made their druthers trying to legitimize this as a form of scholarship, hip hop scholarship. And I think it cheapened the art form and it cheapened the academia in some ways.
Toussaint, how do you feel about that?
That was back when people thought Chuck D was going to run for office. And they had no intention of doing that. But also by then, hip hop was already becoming just about the music, which was already about getting a record deal and being on a label. So the culture was already narrowed down. To your earlier point about Ray Gun, people had sort of X'd out the dance aspect of the culture long ago. If I remember correctly, hip hop died like 3 years after it was born, and then when it was reborn, the breaking, the dancing was pretty much taken over by Puerto Ricans.
Mm-hmm.
They held on to it for a very long time.
I mean, Crazy Legs is still alive.
Somebody needed to keep that alive because it was otherwise abandoned. And I'm not offended at all when I see the Red Bull tournaments. I feel like it is helping to keep this aspect of the culture alive, this aspect that wasn't as easily co-opted as the music, and that is still energetic, and these people really care about it. I don't remember your question.
They're not black, and they're not from New York, so how can they care about it?
There's this little girl from Indonesia. She's amazing.
But she didn't, how does...
She didn't grow up in the struggle, man.
She didn't grow up in the struggle, Toussaint, so she's not allowed to care
Grew
about
up in the Indonesian struggle.
It's not the same
in
struggle.
The Indonesian trenches.
No one called her nigger.
As far as you know. Maybe when she got to Red Bull, somebody did.
I would challenge anyone, to tell me where the breakdancing world championships was held. I don't think anyone even knows.
We let go of that. What we want to gatekeep is the music. It's the most important thing.
But what is that? Okay, there's hip hop in all over the world, right? Because this is a cultural export, much like jazz, R&B, everything else. So
Mhm.
other people, if they like it, which you want them to do, are going to do it as well. Are you offended when you see Korean rappers or Japanese rappers who make their videos look like contemporary hip hop videos? They do their hair in the same style that they see people do their hair in contemporary hip hop videos. Is that appropriation to you?
I am not offended when I see Korean or Japanese rappers or British rappers or French rappers. I wish I understood what they were saying better. That would be cool. Um, oh gosh, I lost my thought. Oh, I struggle with K-pop because K-pop is a little bit of it's a little minstrelsy. It's a little I don't know. There is something that is being stolen. They've taken the new edition blueprint
Mm-hmm.
and they're really running with it. It's
Mm-hmm.
so obviously based on black music. There's one group that I really like. I'm not a connoisseur of K-pop by any means,
Doesn't
but
sounds like you are.
there is one group that I really like called XG, and there's like 17 girls in it, and half of them rap, and the other half sing. And I'm really kind of blown away by the girls that rap. I'm like, what is your relationship to rap and hip
Mm-hmm.
hop? I know what mine is. I saw Roxanne Shante when I was really young,
Mm-hmm.
and she was what 15 in like a Fair Isle sweater and corduroys with a long ponytail, and she was rhyming on stage with a bunch of dudes around her,
Mm-hmm.
and she was holding court. And if I were to become a rapper, she would have been my inspiration. I don't know what these other people's entry points are.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that they're illegitimate. I just wonder.
But what if their entry points are Sukiana or Little Kim or, Sexy Red? Insert Cardi B. These are popular American exports.
Right.
Should we be offended? I'll pivot this to Pascal. Should we be offended if other countries are mimicking what they like?
I mean, listen, music and culture are art forms that are appropriated all over the world all the time by people. I mean, we are not the originators of the idea of taking cultural production and transporting it. We have Afro Cuban jazz, we have all these other art forms. So I don't think that people should be upset about it per se, and I don't think it really takes away from the legitimacy of the origin of the art form. A lot of people will make it clear that they want to make it be known that this is Black American art being taken by Black American people. Okay, that's fine, but even in that way, there was a admixture of different sources from which that art form came from that were involved in the development. So at the same time, I don't think that we should be so willing to just try to make it seem like everything cannot be shared all the time.
Tucson?
Um, I remain irritated with the stealing of the word woke. That really bothers me.
Well, that's why I'm always,
Because
whenever we do a show, I always have the a quote unquote original definition of the word.
mhm, yeah, I mean, that's never not going to bother me the way it just took off.
Hmm.
And when I heard, I saw a clip of Vladimir Putin speaking, And what he was saying was translated into talking about wokeness. And I was like, what is the Russian word for woke? What are you talking about? What is this? It
Woke,
bothers me. Probably because of
woke,
where it ended up going.
woke became a pejorative.
Yes. It
Real
was
quick.
such a complete 180 from what it originally was.
But kind of back on the whole what are you appropriating thing, and is it offensive? If
Hmm.
to your point, where you're picking up the hip hop, you talked about Roxanne Shante.
Hmm.
That's a very different time,
Yeah.
and women have been rapping provocatively for 30 years,
Hmm.
easy. Um, so is it a minstrel show if the people copying it are copying from the minstrel?
Um, I don't know. Maybe there's levels to it, like Meek Mill said.
What are the
There's
levels?
levels of minstrelsy.
Levels of minstrelsy.
Yeah. I mean, you can copy a minstrel, but it also depends on what else you're influenced by, what other references you have. Maybe you have more of a substantive relationship to the culture than the minstrel that you're copying. A lot of people do things just because it sells, and they
Hmm.
really want to sell.
Hmm.
A big part of the cultural appropriation conversation is capitalism. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't actually have the vocabulary for. What they're upset about is cultural commodification. Your
Ooh, let me
culture
say,
becoming, thank you, your culture becoming something that becomes a product that can be bought and sold.
And you think people are more upset, as Dylan Baxter said in the comments, about market share then?
That is a part of it, because the people whose culture is appropriated rarely ever get to profit off of it.
that is, let me tell you something. That Toussaint is eloquently explaining a phenomenon that I think that we need to really distinguish between cultural appropriation and cultural commodification. Because I think what really annoys people is when the creators of the culture don't get compensated for their art form. And they don't, not worse than not getting compensated, they don't get recognized.
Hmm.
So you find out when you have Elvis taking songs from Big Mama Thornton that, he's not the one who started
He
off.
didn't take from her, so that's not true. There's another person that. So this is a problem with this conversation because people have to
Uh-oh.
understand the history.
Uh-oh.
So before we had an internet and everything was all over the place, if a song hit in the market, other people would cover that song and they change it. So Elvis actually covered another man's version. There's about, no bullshit, probably 25 versions of that song. She didn't write it. Two white guys did. And she didn't want to sing it that way. They told her to sing it that way. So what you're listening to is two Jewish dudes telling the black lady how and what to sing.
Yeah, but there are other aspects of Elvis's enunciation that were appropriated. That
I mean, he grew up around black people.
of course. So
So
the
does he
point,
have to give a cut to everybody that he
I'm
grew up
not
with?
saying he has to give a cut to everyone. This is not my point. The point I'm trying to say is that when Elvis Presley gets called the king of rock and roll, I
Mhm.
can understand why someone like a Ray Charles scoffs at the idea and is like, that's absolutely ridiculous. Which he literally said in an interview when someone had brought him, well, what do you think about Elvis Presley? He was like, I don't.
Mhm.
So I
Because
think what's, oh, sorry, go ahead.
go ahead, Toussaint.
I think what's also a problem, as you mentioned before, Pascal, that the people are not compensated. They're also not recognized for their contribution or it being the original contribution, them being the originators of it. But also, sometimes you're also punished for it. And maybe that happens more for women and in terms of appropriation of beauty and fashion and aesthetics, but maybe not.
So
You,
so only
mhm.
you can have braids?
Oh God. I won't get into that. That's such a stupid argument. But there are black women who and men too who are punished for their hairstyles.
In
Or
2025?
yes,
Who?
yes, it's considered unkempt and inappropriate for certain settings.
I mean, what is their fucking hairstyle at that point?
What's that?
What is their hairstyle?
Any kind of hairstyle. I have
Like what?
found that for some people, if
Mm.
you have Negroidian hair, it is
Negroid-
always yeah.
Negroidian.
Coming for you, nigga.
For some people, if you have Negroidian hair, they
Uh-huh.
relate it to their own hair, which is not like yours.
Uh-huh.
And they sort of project onto you that, like, this is what my hair would look like if I didn't take care of it. So they just kind of assume that
Did
you are
you
always
read this or
unkempt.
have you experienced this? Because
So you talking about Negroidian as in from the planet Negroidia?
Now it's
Pascal's
a
Haitian. He's not from
Negro.
Negroidia.
Oh. Great
Like, does this
Lakes.
happen to you? Like, did you go to
Accent
work
for the
one day with a blowout and they were like, ooh,
You're breaking the rules.
sorry, can you straighten that
Absolutely.
for us, please?
That has happened to me.
Someone told you to straighten your hair. I don't believe it.
That's what
I refuse
Paul
to
Mooney
believe.
said. When your hair's relaxed, white people are relaxed. That's what he said.
Okay, but who said that to you as a
I like
boss?
to actually say people don't have to say it.
Okay,
But my
awesome.
understanding is that there are people, there in lawsuits and all of this sort of thing,
Mhm.
when they were explicitly told, "Look, your hair is inappropriate."
That's kind of an old argument. And if you spent any time anywhere in corporate America, the black women wear their hair all kinds of ways. Nobody
I think
gives
they
a
do
hot
now.
damn. Yeah,
I think they
this
do
is
now.
it's kind of an old argument. I don't think that exists anymore.
I don't
And
know.
what dude is walking in with cornrows? Like, this is always about black women, but it's like, what dude is walking in with cornrows on his corporate job? It's also not a popular hairstyle like it was 20 years ago.
I mean, sure. I've certainly experienced the your hair looks unkempt.
Someone said that to you?
Yeah,
A coworker?
coworker,
A boss?
not a boss.
Who you wearing the Rastafari dreads?
Probably.
The Bougie Valentine coil on top of my
Did you have
head.
that thing where you had the twist in the front with the afro in the back?
Lion of Judah. Hell yeah.
You know what she did, Pascal? She had
The M2 something mullet.
the mullet. No, she had the thing where she has the braids with the little dangly plastic shits on the bottom, the little beads. Is that what she
The
came to work
beads.
with?
The
And
cowrie
you-
shells.
And you was double dutching at the same time?
You had the little rascal haircut?
Actually, when the guy said it to me, my hair was just in a bun. It was just in a bun, and he was like, "Ew." I was like, wow.
Wow, what a dude. You are around some of the worst dudes.
She lives in New York, man.
Oh,
Hey.
shout out to New York. Worst dudes in America. Like, serious. The black guy that said you're not allowed to say the N-word, the one that said
Yeah.
you can't have your hair in a bun.
Yeah.
I'm all for you being in an all-female environment because I think the dudes that you're around kind of suck.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it. It's more common than you think, I think.
It's more common.
I think you think most men are cool, and then like 5% are serial killers, and that's not true.
25% are serial killers.
I'm not saying there's more
75%.
serial killers. I'm saying more guys are not cool.
Someone says Jason come to Flint. Wait. We got a special sound effect for that.
No, my brother.
No. I told my Detroit story the other night. No, you niggas is wild in Michigan.
Yeah, hanging out with Michael Moore.
Tucson will be begging for just the microaggression for 5 minutes in Michigan. And T's like, oops, all the serial killers. Pascal, does anyone talk about your hair?
Lack thereof. Lack thereof.
There's hair discrimination, Tucson. What about that? You don't care about that?
Oh, that's your fight, I think. I stand in solidarity with you, but
No, you don't.
I
It's
don't
too
know
late.
the ins and outs of. I have had a short hair, and I have had a lot of commentary about that as well.
Like short, like a fade?
Yeah.
Like your Bahamadia face?
No, I used to have an undercut.
Okay.
But I've had short hair before.
Did you straighten it?
No.
So it was kind of like,
No, I just went with the waves and the curls. It's cool.
you had waves? Oh.
It's very low maintenance. I really
you
enjoyed
you
it.
used to wear a do-rag?
No.
You used to wear a do-rag?
No do-rag. Just some wave nouveau.
Why'd you call him T a stud?
I am not a stud.
Well, all of a sudden we have a lot more female listeners. What happened? Where's the do-rag broad at?
I've never been called a stud before.
I mean, the picture that you've painted with your words is rather studly.
My hair is usually like relatively long, but I went through
No.
a thing where I was like, I'm gonna cut it off.
Wait, Tucson, were you appropriating stud culture?
Oh my gosh. Listen.
Yo, short hair in a woman does not mean she's a stud.
There are some aspects of what would be considered cultural appropriation that one could just stroll into by accident, like me cutting my hair off and finding myself in stud culture.
The baggy jeans, the do-rag,
I didn't have a do-rag. You guys.
the wife beater,
The white beater.
the Timbs. Oh my God.
I used to love my short hair.
I'm sure you were real popular in certain parts of town.
Ridiculous. Holding doors for women. Nothing wrong with it.
I'm so mad the way you described it with the waves. That's what.
But it wasn't flat. It was like an afro with texture.
But the way you first described it, the picture in my head is just like, oh man.
Malcolm before he got to the nation. It was Malcolm with the cock.
MT over here looking like Malcolm Little walking around these Harlem streets.
Wow, you dyed it red too?
Okay. Crab rangoon is often thought of as Chinese food, but it was invented in the U.S. by a tiki bar chain. Who decide what counts as authentic culture, and why does that authority matter?
I think the creator of the culture should decide whether it's authentic or not. So Chinese people would decide if crab rangoons are authentic or not.
It's not even close to being Chinese. There's nothing about
Not
this.
this, so they know it's not authentic.
But it's just a made-up food that people order at some Chinese restaurants.
But here's the thing, though: it was created at a Chinese restaurant, right?
Mm-hmm.
In America.
Mm-hmm.
So doesn't that kind of make it Chinese American?
I mean,
Yes. It does. I got into this argument when I went to China. There was this guy
about crab rangoon?
Not about crab rangoon specifically.
Because I was gonna say, did you have it there?
Because I've never had. No. I don't think you can get certain things like that.
I would assume so. It's very American.
In China, but yeah, we had dinner with this factory head, and he was telling me that he was taking us to one of the top restaurants, not in the country, in the world. I was like, okay, cool. And we got our menus, and he was like, listen, this is not that crap you be eating at home. This is real Chinese food. And I was like, you listen to me, okay? There's nothing wrong with Chinese American food. He was like, that's not Hunan, that's not Szechuan. I was like, it's Hunan, Szechuan American. It's fine. It's okay. These people came here, they made a way, they catered to American taste, and they made new things. No one is saying it's like real Chinese food. It's Chinese American food. It's got a great story. And we got into an argument in the restaurant.
But it is
Real
American
quick,
food. Uh-huh.
they had this mural with all of these Chinese celebrities like painted on the wall. And he was like, do you recognize any of them? Yo, I felt so bad. The only one I recognized was Jackie Chan.
Damn.
Yeah. I didn't know anybody.
Damn.
No Bruce Lee.
I didn't see Bruce
He's
Lee.
Chinese American. He was
He
born in the
is?
States. Yeah, Bruce Lee was born in the States. He's not. He was born in the States, grew up in Hong Kong, and then came back to the States when he was an adult. But no, he is very American. Sorry. Tucson,
So
you
it's
didn't
General
you didn't read the Crab Rangoon article, did you?
I did. I've never had crab rangoon. It sounds delightful.
Deep fried cheesecake.
Deep fried cheesecake with fake crab in it.
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a crab person. I don't like seafood like that. But
You're a vegetarian.
I am. Occasionally I go pescatarian.
Oh, see.
Anyone that's a stud on the weekends is going to be a vegetarian Monday through Tuesday.
Stop. Oh my gosh. Shut up. No. General
jump
So's
in and out. You just wear studgery whenever you want to.
General So's chicken is also Chinese American.
But
you're not just gonna hop over to China and get you some General So's chicken and be like, "Who's that?"
Who is General So, and why is he a chicken?
We don't know him.
But
he's not like us.
Wow. Only a stud would say that. Once again, appropriating their culture. American diners, though, did expect Chinese restaurants to serve dishes that weren't actually Chinese. How is this similar to people expecting real hip hop or real breaking to look a certain way, i.e., Ray Gun?
I don't know. It's interesting. I'm going to get offended by this kind of person.
Mm-hmm.
Some things rub me the wrong way. Like there was a time on Sex and the City where Sarah Jessica Parker wore door knocker earrings with her name in it. No. She wore door knocker earrings, and then she had a chain, a nameplate, her name on her chain. And that took off as some new trend. And I was like, Black women been doing this for how many years?
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That was around the time of the end of those hip hop and urban brands. And that was part of the story, I think, of those brands ending. There was some kind of a cultural exchange where like the dominant society and just other groups were wanting like a hip hop style, but then the urban market was wanting heritage brands, and then all of those urban brands died. So when I saw
we watched
her,
the documentary about that.
We did. So when I saw her with the nameplate and the door knockers, I was like, "There's no customer anymore for these urban brands. It's gone."
I mean, what do you say to people that would have the appropriation conversation about that? These young black kids appropriating old white culture,
Golf culture.
golf culture. Yeah, Pascal's part of the first wave of that, where young black men are wearing
Ralph Lauren.
yachting wear when they don't have yachts. I mean, how dare they?
Oh dear.
Ralph Lauren.
I mean, Pascal, when you were appropriating
Polo.
rich white people with your hill figure and Helly Hansen jackets, were you offending white people when you were doing that? Was that why you were doing it? Was it some sort of punk rock kind of throw these images back at the man?
No, I think it was just trying to be chic by trying to seem upper class.
That's why you wore the Tommy Hilfiger?
Tommy Hilfiger, I mean, didn't Tommy Hilfiger kind of bite off Ralph Lauren?
I think so, with his Americana
Mm-hmm.
sort of branding.
Wannabe waspy Americana.
Mm-hmm.
DC Joe Black over here getting mad at his white appropriation styles of the 90s. Why do we not say that black people are appropriating white culture?
I don't think that's what it was.
What was it?
What Pascal said, there's a class aspect to it. It's just sort of mimicking a higher class.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that those things happen, like you can't erase the power dynamics. So this is a marginalized group, sort of mimicking the dominant group and the group of money and power. So it makes sense to me. I wouldn't consider that appropriation. I would consider it something maybe more complex.
How did you feel in that moment in the mid 2000s where there is kind of an end to these urban brands that are designed for urban youth, right? We have the Boondocks skit with the Thuglicious, Gangstalicious fashion line. It was Gangstalicious fashion line with the extra tall shirt with the
Oh yeah.
with the
Thugnificent.
No, Thugnificent was the neighbor. Gangstalicious was Mos Def's character that was gay, and he had the pearl necklace. Part of his fashion line was the pearl necklace.
Gay.
Homies over hoes. Thugnificent
Go.
is booty butt cheeks.
Homies over hoes.
His homies over hoes. Damn, Dizzle is calling out Pascal. See, you got it backward. Pascal was wearing yacht wear because he was an alpha, not because he was appropriating. Word is bond. Damn.
There we go.
So your yacht wear, Pascal, was legitimate yacht wear, is what Dizzle is saying, because you are a legitimate yachter. That's why you moved to Miami. For the regattas.
That's what they do. Gangsters don't die, they get chubby and they move to Miami.
Damn.
Pascal had 2 living rooms, so I think those clothes were legit.
So
he had the sweater.
Bootleg? He didn't have bootleg like me?
He had the sweater over his shoulders.
Over his shoulders?
Tied in the front.
I won't believe that Pascal has sweater over the shoulders. I do believe in my soul, I feel very comfortable saying this, that Pascal had this outfit: baggy khakis or cargo pants, wallabies, and the V-neck. He had a V-neck sweater with that outfit.
Showing the taco meat?
No, taco meat free, but he did have a thin gold chain.
Hey.
Herringbone.
Herringbone.
Did you?
I had a V-neck and wallabies.
If you didn't have that outfit, then you weren't there. Was that your 89 spring formal fucking fit.
Spring formal.
The what's that thing they had in Atlanta? The Freaknik. Was that your Freaknik fit?
So funny.
DC Joe Mike said like a Spiegel catalog.
I remember the Spiegel catalog.
That was the outfit. You know, black people were appropriating suburban white culture.
Wallabies are like Clarks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is
Clark's
protecting
all
cultural.
wallabies.
Right.
I'm not. That's the argument you guys want to have right now.
All you die is this right here, and it'll be dripping like marble cake.
Wow.
That's what Ghostface said.
Is protecting cultural forms from outside influence a defense against racism or a form of gatekeeping that limits cultural exchange?
I don't know how you really gatekeep. People say that all the time.
Mhm.
I say it as a joke. I say the Japanese people and Jamaican people need to gatekeep more. I say that Haitian people gatekeep the language. All you can say to us is "sakpase," and that's it.
I
We
was
don't
so
teach you
scared.
anything else.
I'm so terrified to say that to any Haitian.
You
'Cause I'm
say the
afraid.
name of your band in French, but you won't say "sakpase."
No, I'm terrified. I don't want to offend them.
Why would you offend them?
Because if I say that, then they start going, blah, 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 and then I won't be able to
I
say
told you
anything
we
back.
gatekeep. They're not gonna say anything but one word to you. They're gonna say one word to you, and that's it.
Like every time I see him, I just get scared and I just say hello in Spanish, and they look at me like a bitch ass nigga, and just keep walking.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Haitians are mean. I don't know why people think Haitians are nice.
We can be. I think of the diaspora, African Americans are like the nicest. It's my opinion. Something happened to you guys during slavery and they beat the meanness out of you. And you guys are just nice now.
Someone says, "I'm French, Jason. Please say it." No. What, like, seriously, what is gatekeeping? Because unless like you wear your dumb headdress to a festival and a bunch of Native Americans beat you up outside, like what happens? What is?
The
Is
thing
it just
is,
people yell?
no one's gonna beat you up though. People will say that they're offended. They'll have threads on Twitter. They'll make a video an hour long about Gwen Stefani or something.
That's why she was the thumbnail.
She was the queen. She passed the torch to Katy Perry.
Okay, but this is what's interesting to me about that. Now, I won't get into the Japanese stuff because that's a whole other world. I did meet her after that, and there was no Japanese people around her. She actually was pretty normal, and she
Okay.
just was around. She's a very normal person, by the way.
Okay.
I don't know what she's like now,
Mm-hmm.
but when I say normal, I mean like hella normal. Like you would be like, how did you become a star? You're so fucking normal.
I can believe that. I read something recently about her not being a feminist.
Mm.
Even after she did Just a Girl, people were maybe they were trying to appropriate her, but she was just like, no, I'm not a feminist. It's just a song that I wrote because I don't get to drive late at night or whatever. She's like resistant to taking any kind of political stand. She's sort of middle of the road kind of person.
Mm-hmm.
I can believe all of this is lurking deep down in the hearts of a lot of white women. The urge to culturally appropriate and to not take political stands. I can believe her as pretty normal.
It's pretty fucking normal. Like, I don't know if you've spent time in Orange County, but it's like, yeah, you're totally from Anaheim. Like, you were the most Anaheim motherfucker. Like, a lot of people say when she came out, she was appropriating Latin culture. And
Chola culture, she said.
I'm like, dude, Have you ever been to Anaheim? Like
She said I
everybody
love
looks
it because I'm from Anaheim. Yeah.
everybody looks like that. It's not like that was a shock. She was in a music scene where motherfuckers look like that. If you look at what a lot of people were doing at that time, there's a lot of sharing in a certain look. Baggy Dickies was just the look that was extremely popular. You can blame Snoop Dogg more than anybody if you really want to get mad at somebody. But are you not supposed to wear things you think are cool? Like, how does this work?
I don't think you need to wear everything you think is cool, honestly. You don't have to put everything on yourself. You can like it on someone else. I think learning the history of things
So I
can
have to learn the
be.
history of Timbos before I wear them because I saw the DOS Effects video when I was 14.
You're appropriating Brooklyn culture. It's inappropriate, Mr. Bay Area, all one word.
Fuck.
Inappropriate.
I can't put the
It doesn't,
Band-Aid under my eye like dude from DOS Effects.
it doesn't even fit your climate. Get out of here.
It doesn't matter. Do you know how many times we sweat like fucking slaves to look like we were from New York? You know how many niggas had vests on in the summer?
That's wild.
If I showed you a picture of us in San Francisco in the summer, you'd be like, "Oh, is it cold there?" We're like, "It wasn't that cold."
A little
we,
breezy.
we just thought this is what hip hop looked like. Niggas that's dressed for a fucking snowstorm. No, it's not hip hop.
I could see that. That makes sense. Well, I wanted to tell you that I did my research and I came across this list. It's actually a chart, but I can't show you the visual of the 9 different types of cultural appropriation.
I want to see this chart so bad, and I hate your face.
Shut
I hate your face and your stud haircut for not
up.
in this chart. I want to see this.
Can I send it to your messenger?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll do that.
You really made a chart?
I didn't make it. I found it.
Oh. I thought you made a chart. Was the chart funny?
No, it's cute.
Do you agree with it?
I would not have guessed that there were this many kinds. It's a little outrageous, but hey, sometimes you need a chart to put words to what you've noticed.
Are you offended by Gwen Stefani? Like seriously, do you care about how bananas this shit is?
I'm a little offended by her hubris.
Interesting.
Yeah, and as a person who was in the fashion industry as well, I see that a lot. A lot of fashion lines. Oh my God. If I see another Safari collection, Safari is not really like appropriating, but it's like these things, they go in cycles. So every now and then we're going to do the chinoiserie. We're influenced by Far East all over again. We're influenced by Japan. We're influenced by French people in 17th century. And just, it's always something.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of culture hopping on the runways to keep things fresh and new. And I began to really dislike it when I was in college. Here are the 9 types of cultural appropriation.
Okay. I see the chart.
Do you want to read it or do you want to put it on screen?
I'm going to put it on the screen.
Okay.
Give me a second. Everything is moving slow on my computer.
Put them on the screen. Jeez.
Damn, I don't like it when you say that in the stud.
Yeah, it's because Dizzle always says that.
When you say it in the stud voice, it makes me feel attacked.
You feel coerced.
I feel like it's your revenge on me for being such a misogynist. Or for Manosphere Miles. I should go get the glasses and bring Manosphere Miles back.
Manosphere Miles is back.
Someone said, "Is Jason Toad, please?" Oh my god. Fashion appropriation.
Hmm.
Okay, that is you can't wear anything. So because I grew up around Latin people, I'm not allowed to wear Cortezes. I have to throw my Cortezes away.
Black people wear Cortezes in New York City,
Not
but
like them people do.
you have been in Mexico for years now, and I
Mhm.
feel your appropriation is nearly complete. You are becoming Mexican, and so those things are okay for you.
But you know what's funny? Nobody gets mad. It's not like they're offended that I'm trying to learn the language or they want to show me different food that maybe I never had before. That's what I've always thought culture was. But I guess it's
That's
not.
not culture. That's cultural exchange.
Okay.
So the culture is just there. It
Yeah.
exists. And then they see you and they're like, we like this guy. He looks friendly. Let's introduce him to sombreros and ponchos. Let's get him a thick mustache that curls at the end.
Like
And
that's something that I told you that the number one thing that's sold here that I see people buy all the time is a fake painting of, and it looks almost like the Last Supper, and there's only one Mexican on it, and it's Al Pacino, who's Italian, as
yes.
Tony Montana. So it's Al Pacino as a fucking Cuban with
Yeah.
a bunch of cocaine in front of him. Then it's
Mhm.
Pablo Escobar, who is Colombian, was
Mhm.
with a bunch of cocaine in front of him, and then it's El Chapo Guzman, who actually is a Mexican, with a bunch of cocaine in front of him, and then there's a bit of money behind him and like cars and shit. It looks like an old Master P cover from like 1995.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a massive painting, and I see people buy it all the time. So it makes me
Hilarious.
sad to think there's two big cultural exports for most people. It's an anime version of Frida Kahlo, which is
Yeah.
extremely popular, and drugs and violence.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of people take away from here, sadly. Um, but
Everybody can't be what's that guy? Bayless. Skip Bayless is the brother, the other guy, the chef.
Shannon Sharp?
No.
Oh, Stephen A. Smith?
No. The brother. Oh, I'll find it. Skip
Keyshawn
Bayless.
Johnson? I mean, I'm naming everybody that's been on that show with Skip
Rick
Bayless.
Bayless. Skip Bayless's brother.
Oh, you mean
Rick
his
Bayless.
real life brother?
Yes. Not the black guy brothers that he has.
I thought you
There's every black guy around him. No. His real brother, Rick Bayless,
I thought you.
is like a Mexican chef. He knows the language. His kids know the language.
Oh my god.
And I think he's kind of doing it right.
Uh-oh.
He taught me
Are
what
you
a
okay?
molcajete was.
He taught you what a mocha latte was?
Cajete.
Oh, a
Is that what it is?
molcajete.
Yes.
Rick, so Skip Bayless has a brother that's like a TV chef?
Yes.
Is his brother insufferable as well?
No, his brother seems like he wanted to be nothing like his older brother. He's like, oh, that's the blueprint. I'm gonna do everything opposite.
Oh, so he's like a decent individual. Okay, got you.
Yeah.
Does Skip Bayless appropriate black culture? Because he does shit like wear gold chains.
Maybe. He's not known for it. He's known for being a dick.
Kind of.
And that he did not appropriate.
So I'm going to have you explain the appropriation chart while I refill this coffee.
Explain the appropriation chart. Okay. First is fashion appropriation. We know what that is. That's taking that the dress that people think of when they think of China and Chinese women. It's called a cheongsam. And when it's appropriated, it's usually made to be really tight. But actual, historically, Chinese women, it was pretty loose and very comfortable. That's the sort of fashion appropriation. Music and art appropriation, we know what that is. Spiritual appropriation, we can sort of see that in something like yoga, how it started out as having a more spiritual base, but it was sold to the West as exotic. But I guess you can see it also in like people becoming Buddhist and taking certain meditation techniques away from their original context, that sort of thing. That's also a part of yoga as well. So yoga went from being more of a spiritual thing to fitness for white ladies in the West. Beauty appropriation. So there's something that white women have been into more recently called the clean look, which is something that Black and Latin women have been doing for years, which is the slick back bun, maybe some lipstick and some eye makeup, but not like a lot of heavy makeup, maybe some hoop earrings. And white women are doing this now, and this is considered beauty appropriation. Because also, Black and Latin women were, I don't want to say punished, but maybe they were punished, but also sort of made fun of for having that look. But now it's sort of glorified. Language appropriation, he don't be at work. So maybe, well, Jason wasn't upset with that guy for language appropriation, but I think that the woke, people taking the word woke and flipping the meaning of it 180 is probably a good example of language appropriation. Food appropriation is when people look down on things like tacos, and a white chef can open a restaurant and sell those same tacos for a really inflated price, and then it's considered good and cool.
Would you admit though that they're not the same tacos?
Sometimes they are. I think that's what the argument is.
Sometimes they are. Every time they're not. Every single time.
Who was it?
Recently, a taco stand in Tijuana got a Michelin star, and it's a pretty traditional taco. But if I'm going to go to a place that's going to serve, like you've seen that movie, The Menu, you
No.
probably haven't, because I think
I
the
haven't
last
seen
movie
any
you saw was like
movies.
Sophie's Choice, but
Ugh,
Soul Plane was like the last thing you
I
saw.
saw Sinners. I saw Sinners last week.
No shit. I have so many
Mhm.
questions for you. Did you think like this stupid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little It was a
Right?
little magical realism.
Oh, but we won't get into that. But
Yeah.
in the movie The Menu, they make a taco, and it's just this uber fancy, unnecessary thing.
Mhm.
I don't think it's the same thing. I think it's different. It's the
I
same
think
concept, but it's going to be very different with an extremely different quality of ingredients. And I'm not saying one is better. I'm just saying it is different. It's not going to be the exact same thing. It's not going to be.
I
It's not going to be presented the same way. It's not going to be prepared the same way. It's going to be a little different.
I think part of the issue is that other people's street food or basic peasant food or whatever food would be looked down upon, whereas this other version of that food is celebrated and they make a lot of money off of it. Maybe Arun Gupta can better speak to that.
Yeah,
I mean,
he would be good here. I wish we
academic.
could call him up. Like, what was that show where you had a lifeline?
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. He'd be a good lifeline person, I think.
He
Academic
is
and
so good.
intellectual appropriation. I have seen memes
Mhm.
that are like attributed to It's like some wise saying attributed to Lao Tzu, or oh, this is a Chinese proverb, when it's definitely an African proverb. So
That's academic.
no, but
Getting your proverbs wrong.
I think that specifically in terms of philosophy, there's a lot that people don't explore from Africa, and probably those ideas are being accredited to other cultures. I'm not that into intellectual and academic appropriation. I don't hear people talk about it that much. Maybe it's the kind of thing where like some black scholar comes up with some idea and then like Robin DiAngelo takes it, or Tim Weiss, and makes a lot of money off of it. The things that black people have just been saying. So maybe that's what they mean by that. Cultural fetishization. That's Gwen Stefani, isn't it?
Ooh.
She has said that she is obsessed with and fetishizes Chola culture.
It was just popular at the time, though. She's not the only person that had super thin eyebrows and
popular at the time is one thing, but saying that, specifically saying that you're obsessed with it and you fetishize it, is something else.
I mean, she also said she was obsessed with Angelo Moore from Fishbone and patterned her whole style after him, from her dress style. But
she be doing the most. Maybe if you're really, really like a regular person, you kind of feel like you have to do things like that, like take things, because you don't really have your own thing. You said she's like painfully average, regular.
She's a regular ass. Like I've never.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say painfully in the way that she was offensive. I would say it was almost kind of heartwarming in the way that I remember, because it was on Gabator, and she actually came up with one of the creators. Actually, I think with both creators of the show, they came up together in the music scene, in the ska scene, and they're both from Orange County. And they got her a bunch of merchandise because she was there with a couple of her kids, and the merchandise was really expensive, and they had like hundreds of dollars worth of merch from her. And she was like, "How much is it?" And they're like, "No, it's on the house." And she's like, "No, I'm gonna pay." Like, that's fine. Like, you don't have to give me anything for free. That's cool. I'll pay. And she just like stood in line like a regular person. Like, she didn't want any sort of preferential treatment.
Sure.
Because that's just not how she wanted to roll. Whereas I remember seeing a couple Pittsburgh Steelers cut people in line that had paid for tickets to have their kids take pictures with the characters. And it was Troy Polamalu that stopped, I think it was James Harrison, from cutting in line and convincing everyone else to cut in line. He was like, we're ball players. Of course we can cut. And Troy Polamalu was like, stop. These people paid for tickets. Let's just wait like everybody else. It was just so common for so many like famous people to be like, okay, well, we'll wait for our special famous treatment. She was like, no, I'll wait in line with everybody else. Like, I'm totally normal.
So she's riding bikes with J. Cole. God, she's humble. She's humble. I get it.
She's humble.
That's like, the idea that people who live on the coast have of people in the Midwest. Salted beer. Good people.
I don't agree with that at all.
Just down home, good people.
I take you to some places, man. I will take you.
Cracker Barrel here, Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel in this state, Cracker Barrel over here.
I think real New Yorkers are the nicest people in the world.
We are.
Real New Yorkers. If you are from New York, greatest people to be around. I've had more help from real New Yorkers. You met one of my favorite real New York, TJ, our booking agent.
Oh, yeah.
Sweetest man in the history of sweet men.
I believe it.
He's a real New Yorker. The accent ain't going nowhere.
Where's it going to go?
Where's it going to go?
Medicare for all. Medicare for all.
Transplants suck.
I think they have an idea of what New Yorkers are supposed to be, and they're eager to seem like it. Pascal has been appropriated. Where did he go?
Trey says, and Jason knows sweet.
Jason is a connoisseur.
Okay, so Gotson, who apparently is French, said that they were dancing and that white girls twerking was racist and cultural appropriation. Now, I live in Mexico, and I'm not going to see white girls twerk, but I will see Mexican girls twerk. Is that cultural appropriation? Is only black girls allowed to twerk?
From what I have seen, black women are not offended by white women or other women twerking, but they are upset, offended by black women being looked down upon for twerking, whereas other women would be celebrated for it. Like, oh, this white girl, she can really twerk. And it's like, she's just okay. But
I mean, but you're saying celebrated. Can we use a better word? Because no one's celebrating
lauded.
Maybe somebody wants to bang the one more than the other. Is that what it is? Because celebrated is not I don't think that even. Nope.
They are not punished. How about that?
Nope. I disagree wholeheartedly. It's almost like you've never been in a room full of these horrible men you talk about.
They're not looked down upon.
What are you talking about? You think those are all housewives doing it?
I mean, I don't have a problem with anybody twerking, honestly.
I mean, I think the point here is that there's this make-believe thing that if a white girl does it, she's going to get treated differently. It's like, nope. The same comments that they said to Letitia, they're saying to Megan. There is no difference.
That's possible, but I don't think that's the case all the time.
It is possible. Have you ever been to a strip club?
Well, Jason, we can't all be connoisseurs of all the many things you're connoisseurs of.
I'm not, but I'm saying you don't like you walk in there and someone's like, hey, that black girl, she's a piece of shit, but that white girl is a fucking lady. No one's saying
I understand that all women are looked down upon and sexualized and objectified. I get all of that.
But it sounds like you don't. Like,
I mean,
lauded?
People say that black women twerking is the downfall of the black community, and you're considered
black
the big bad.
Rapping, sagging, wearing dreadlocks, turning their baseball hat backwards is the downfall of the black community. Listening to jazz was the downfall of the black community.
And those jazz cigarettes.
Jazz cigarettes.
Those damn jazz cigarettes you kids are into.
I mean, if that's going to be the baseline for what we're going to use, like everything, you sagging back in the stud face.
Nice. Nice. I think their argument is that, when white women twerk, they're not considered the downfall of the white community.
That's not true at all.
There's lots of things we could say about that. I don't know. It's not my personal argument. Carrot raisin salad killed the community. I believe it. The last one is cultural erasure. I guess it's the final boss of cultural appropriation. It's where you don't even remember where the thing came from.
Okay.
It's just, this is what it is. These are the people who brought it to you. It came from nowhere. It came from my brain smarts.
Can you give me an example?
Let me think. Because yoga's not the example. Even though people do readily think of white girls in tight up pants when they think of yoga, I think people still know that it's Indian. So let me think.
I mean, the names and moves are in Indian.
Somebody mentioned the Travis Kelsey haircut. Have you heard about that?
It's a
The Travis Kelsey haircut is essentially the fade, which black men have been cutting their hair into for decades.
So
But
white men.
it is not, well, there's considered a difference between like the military cut and a fade. So what Travis Kelsey has is a fade, not the high up military cut. And it's a new thing that he invented. So take that.
Who? Okay, this actually sounds like you're getting all this from the internet and not like real life.
That was in like the New York Times or something. That
The
was
New York
a
Times
major
is
story.
ridiculous.
The Travis Kelsey haircut.
I mean, I got some bad news for you for like watching any movies in the 50s and 60s. Like,
I mean, it ain't bad news for me. I'm not a fan. I don't give a damn about that man's haircut. He did use to date black women, and that's where people say he got it
was
from.
married. Was he married to a black woman?
I don't remember. I don't
Were they
know.
married?
Life
or
and
just
Times.
dating? She was really cute. She's not dead. Why? Why did he leave her for that buttless woman?
Why do I what now? I don't even know what you said.
For that buttless woman.
Why do I hate what?
No, not you. Why do you hate buttless? I said, why did he leave her for the black woman for that buttless woman?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe he went the bag, as the kids say.
I mean, I'm sure he had enough money on his own. No,
He probably got more now. Isn't he? He's on the cover of GQ.
Yeah.
Everybody say he looked Mexican, so he appropriated Mexican
does not.
construction worker.
He looks
Mexican
pretty,
construction worker culture.
but he's white with like blue eyes. I don't think that
He's super tan and he's wearing a construction.
He's not even tan. He's just like a white guy.
He's wearing construction worker vest in water or something.
So basically, is it any white person that is famous is appropriate? Like, I will find some. That part of the introduction I wanted to add in there is that we live in this content-driven moment where everything is content. So that's why the ray gun thing was so important for people for 5 minutes, but no one really cared about breakdancing. No one cared about a culture of breakdancing. No one cared about poor people. No one gave a shit about the Bronx. It was just something to say. Because it's been a little over a year since the whole thing went down, and nobody still cares about breakdancing. No, all those people that commented about that woman don't comment about breaking or dancing in general. They found another thing to be outraged about. So is Travis Kelsey going to be the new thing to be out? Like, I saw the picture. He looks like a white guy. Because you know why? He's a white guy. He's a white guy from Ohio. He looks exactly like what he is.
He's appropriating Mexican construction worker culture.
I don't know what that is.
I saw a video of an Irish guy saying that all the other countries that were conquered by the British and had their independence were appropriating Irish culture because Irish people did it first.
Damn. Where's Newry when you need him? Where's Newry when you need him, right?
I know, right? He said, that's our thing. We did it first.
DC Joe Black says 1990 The Bronx Warriors is real. That's actually, I watched that movie a few months ago. Jalal says, where's Lord Jamar when you need him?
The black man is God.
That goes back
Islamic, to Asiatic, Black, Hebrew.
Like, remember Vanilla Ice was like the goblin of hip hop for a while when his shit broke. Sure. But us kids in Richmond, California thought that song was the beat. I know I'm a little older than you. How did was it already a hit by the time it hit you guys? By the time it hit
to the extreme, I rock the mic like a vandal.
Light up the stage, it's like a punk, it's like a.
There you go. Honestly, he was a lot harder than a lot of dudes now. That's just why how you had the sound back then, I guess. Because even when I listen to Kid and Play now, it's like, damn, Kid's voice is kind of hard. Like,
Dude, that battle rhyme in House Party. Step to the
Yeah.
stage too late. I blew it up.
that's right.
Dude.
That's
Vanilla
that.
Ice. That song is dope. You can't
It is
say
dope.
the song, and he could dance hella good.
He could.
Are
Patent other
you not
shoes.
allowed to do those things? I don't think he ever said I don't like colored folks. I know there was a beef. He claims he wrote that song in a room with a dude, and of course later that dude went to Suge Knight, asked for some money, and they got some publishing from Vanilla Ice. So of course he paid, but and then kind of ran away from hip hop after that. I think because of the treatment that he got, which definitely wasn't the treatment that a guy like Eminem got. How does Eminem not get the same treatment as Vanilla Ice?
I think with Vanilla Ice, what people were upset with again was the cultural commodification, but also that this person could make so much more money than other people who are already rapping. I think for Eminem, I've come across the idea. There's two kinds of white rappers. There's white rappers that care about, I guess, what you would call like black cultural validation.
Okay.
And then there's the white rappers that don't. That would be like the G-Eazy. Like their entire fan base is white. They do not care about your greatest rappers lists. They don't want to be invited to the Breakfast Club. They
But
just
I
are
would
living
push
an
back on that
entirely
and
different
say
culture there.
G-Eazy grew up with a black dude who's one of his best friends. He grew up in the Bay. He's so bayed out. He actually pushed a lot of white people away when I think he went to school at like Tulane or something. Or maybe somewhere, maybe it was St. Louis. I swear it was Tulane. He went to school in Louisiana. People didn't get him. And I mean, I think he's a white dude that other white dudes got attracted to, but he came by the studio and I didn't think that was music for, I think rap music has been music for white people for a long time. It blows up because white people like it. It doesn't blow up because every nigga in America liked it. Like that's quite the opposite of the truth. But I wouldn't say G-Eazy is that.
Sure. There's considered a group of rappers who are like frat boy rap.
The Beastie Boys?
No.
Why not
But
them? Every frat guy I know loves them.
because they were in the different lane. They cared about the culture.
Did
And the
they?
black
Because they
people who
mocked
were,
the shit out of it.
they had black validation. And they seem to care about that.
Was it black validation or was it pushing for a market share?
I don't know, but apparently Eminem is different in that he actually wants to be part of the lineage of rappers that came before him, as opposed to sort of divorcing himself from the culture that came before and the black people that came before.
But why the Beastie Boys had like Carrie King from Slayer on their first album. What, Fight for Your Right to Party, which I get is supposed to be a mockery of certain kinds of songs, but the Beastie Boys, quote unquote, validation. Remember, they're a punk band. They're called the Beastie Boys because they wanted two B's in their names, like Bad Brains. They were kind of never supposed to be a rap group. They wanted to be a punk band. They later become that in the mid 90s when they get a little bit more musical freedom. But I feel like their whole image is satire with their first record. And then they take hip hop a little more seriously with Paul's Boutique. But is the validation they get because they were supposed to be the white Run DMC and marketed as such?
I don't know where their validation necessarily comes from. I think part of it is being on Def Jam. But growing up, the black people I knew who were into hip hop, and had been from the start, were always like, look, Beastie Boys are certified. They're valid in the streets, which is not a phrase that they used back then, but basically that's what they were saying.
Well, on the screen, this is an early photo of the Beastie Boys that a lot of people don't remember because they tried to pull this when their idea was to put them in Puma sweatsuits. Do you remember these photos? Have you ever seen these?
Probably. I haven't seen the boombox in a long time though.
Yeah, this is the Beastie Boys. I would say that this is this why is this not appropriation? Someone wrote 311. That's funny. But why is this? Why are these images of them not appropriating images?
I couldn't tell you why people were not offended by them back then.
Was it just not part of the conversation?
I kind of wonder if back then everybody kind of had a gimmick and people were allowing room for that. But I don't know.
Was it just also the early days of hip hop, and it was still looked at as a bit of a joke? This is like 86 when they do this.
It was the Wild Wild West back then.
It really was. And no one is really talking about cultural appropriation at this point because we don't know how long hip hop's going to last. Rodney Dangerfield released a rap album.
Remember Rappin' Duke, Daha Daha? You never thought that hip hop would take it this far.
We get Living Color in the swap for Run DMC. Someone says the first M&Ms are the Beastie Boys. Yeah, I don't understand why they got this huge pass. I also think the cultural time is just so extremely different where there's just certain conversations that people are having that nobody cared to have years ago.
Yeah,
people are just trying to quote unquote make it. Like a lot of these conversations are also financial in nature, right? These critiques are content critiques. That's why we hear them.
I feel like these critiques kind of started in the 90s with like cultural studies. This is probably like academia's got its hands all over this. And then soon it becomes something that you write threads about on Twitter.
Yeah. It seems like that's the goal, right? So should we take these things seriously?
I think there are grievances within this that are serious. The racism is serious. The capitalism is serious. The exploitation is serious.
I mean, do you think that's what gets missed, though, in a lot of this conversation? Like, again, about the whole Ray gun thing. Like, you can yell at her all day long about the shitty dancing, which it was horrible. Fucking comically horrible. Hopping around will never not be funny to me.
It's so weird because it's like what you would stereotype an Australian as. A person who would have kangaroos on their minds and would think to do that in the middle of a live performance. Like, who made that up? That is wild.
You can see in her eyes that she panicked when the other girl danced.
She panicked and she thought of a kangaroo? She's a coon. She's a coon. We need to call a spade a spade.
I think this is the real... Thank you, Mary Beth Tillerson. If you guys want to know what the MT stands for, there you go. Mary Beth Tillerson. I had said it. I told you I was going to out you on the show. It's a bit of a coon show. For Australians, though.
Yeah.
And if you watch that documentary, there's an Australian woman that goes, I was offended because I felt like this took us back to the Paul Hogan Crocodile Dundee days.
Oh, that's not a knife.
That's not a knife.
He York when he did that.
That's annoying. Hey, man, I don't understand how doors work.
Right, right.
It's almost like you want to say, and you can't say this, and I hope no white people ever say this. Maybe I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say it because damn, why not? Every group has their N-words, and no one likes to put the N-word front and center. Paul Hogan was an N-word for Australian people. Put another shrimp on the barbie for you. They hated that motherfucker.
But who do you not want to put these people in the front for? Who are you performing for? I mean, I
You're
remember back
performing
in the
for
day.
people like it's like hip hop. At a certain point, you have to go, dude, this isn't real. No one acts like this for real.
I mean,
No
it's
one's this hard
implying,
all the time.
it's implying that there's always an audience. There's an audience out there that you want to look good in front of. They used to not show the Grammys for metal, I think, or they
Still
would
don't.
like keep it really short. Yeah,
They don't
these are
show
the
it for
white
metal or
people that
hip hop.
they're embarrassed
There's
about.
over 100 categories that you will not see the winner for. Blues, best blues performance. Jazz, don't show it. You go on a different day.
But I felt like they didn't do the hip hop ones either, and it felt like these heavy metal people are like the equivalent of hip hop. There are white people that are like ashamed of them. They don't like their tight jeans and their hair, and they don't want to see them on these stages.
Yeah,
There's also a class issue in that. So
there's
yeah.
a class issue in that. Yeah, but they don't like their N-words. But who are they performing for? I think you're performing for the people
The
that are going to
queen.
buy. You said the queen?
Yes. You're performing for the queen. You want to look good in front of the queen. You want to look like, you're not a complete vagabond. It's somebody you want to impress and think highly of you.
I
And
don't know
their
if you
beauty.
want to impress them or if you want to do the thing that you think they want to see, right?
Hmm.
The black women are over sexualized, and then on her own, you hear a song, "Dick all in my mind, dick all in my behind," and it's like, okay, well,
She said, I'm going to do the thing. I'm going to do the thing.
I'm gonna do the thing because this is what people want. So I'm gonna give you dick all in my mind, dick all in my behind.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
We're all sitting there. We're all sitting there in the control room. Like, don't do it. All the black people are like, don't do it. Don't do it.
Budding said WAP. Yeah, I guess WAP was a little bit of that.
I mean,
That was big hit.
It's one of those songs. It's like, well, this is gonna get people upset. It's like, well, if you're trying, then that's not cool. That's kind of, you're a poser.
Oh, lots of people are posers. Matt Walsh is a poser.
What is he posing?
I don't know. He posing as an
Outrage.
intellectual.
Oh, that. Ooh, damn.
Coming for you, nigga.
Damn. I'm not disagreeing with you, but Jesus.
He's posing as a man with a legitimate beard. What is his beard about? What is that shoe polish beard about? Who's he trying to impress with that?
Tony Red says the whole thing smacks of effort, man. I mean, by the time that song WAP came out, I was just like, I don't know if you can go further than this.
Yeah.
What's further than that?
They were blasting it in my neighborhood with kids around.
Hands on your knees. Hands on your knees.
I saw a bunch of little girls at daycare, a video of them.
That's what I was doing.
Yeah. Like,
Hands
whoa.
on your knees. Hands. It's like, at a certain point, you're like, okay, is this what too far looks like?
You gotta look out for the little duns. It's important.
But I don't think. How much further can you? I remember what's that guy Questlove and his crew of merry men were having a conversation about 50 Cent's album, and they said when the snare was the gun, they were like that was too far. Like hip hop's dead. Snare's the gun. Like you've gone so far that you can't go any further than that. And
I heard somebody else say that too. Yeah,
which I find funny. I find that actually really funny. But is WAP further than the gun is the snare? It's like I'm literally saying all I'm saying is I got the vagina is soaked and I'm a cock fiend. It's a cock fiend. Fucking come hungry. You hear that stomach growl? I'm on the prowl.
I'm on the prowl. Jason and his sweet, sweet men. What have they done to you?
That's the new hit for the end of summer. David Moore, who I've never seen comments, said I'm calling the horny police. Damn. I wrote like 47 serious questions.
Yeah.
We've devolved into horrible rap lyrics. I mean, because you hear those. I think I told you this. I was working at the Coachella that Cardi B performed. It was the year that Beyonce was there. And she was like a midday performer. She was main stage, but she was midday. And I almost got ran over by this gaggle of white women.
Whew.
They're like, Cardi B. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And I was like, do you guys give that much? I was like, and then right there, I was like, this music is not for the people that the people here think it's for.
Sure.
This isn't for the hood. This is for them. This is an idea that they have about what this life is like, what these people are like, and she's giving it to you. So if brown people are over sexualized, well, I'm going to suck all the dicks. All of the dicks.
Somebody needs to clip that out of context. Oh. Yes, Dr. Smurfo, a group of white women is called a gaggle. That's correct.
Horny police nigger, pull down your pants. Are you a rat?
Oh my god.
Oh my god. It's a gaggle, a technical term.
It is.
I don't know what you call a bunch of 20-something-year-old white women in festival wear.
You see what T said?
It was called a complaint.
You wow for that.
Oh my god. I don't know. That's all I can think of is a bunch of and they were running to see Cardi B. They were excited to say the words, to yell out the taboo words in unison. They were excited to they were excited to suck all the dicks.
They've been doing that since Little Kim.
Little Kim told you, I suck all the dicks, all the tricks.
Yeah.
Counting bricks while I'm sucking
her a
these dicks.
feminist icon.
Remember, I mean, people forget Little Kim, and I feel bad for Little Kim. It's like, Little Kim, you were the first one. You need your flowers. Stop with the surgery, Little Kim. Is it called a brood or a flock? You guys are so mean. Is it true that Little Kim had to get her stomach pumped? I doubt it. That's
I heard that
so
in the
much
90s
semen.
too.
That's so much semen. No one can handle that much semen.
You can't even
As someone that knows, apparently.
Jason's new band, Jason and the Sweet Sweet Men.
The sweet, sweet taste. First of all, who would want that much? The idea that there's some just cum guzzling black woman somewhere that's just like a machine, like a cow milking machine. It's insane. It's not real at all.
A man can dream.
Dylan says you just vomit. Yeah.
That's what I would think. That's what you do with milk. You can't drink a gallon.
Is that what happened? They were bored backstage and like, you can't drink a gallon of milk. What about sperm?
It was like a
gallon of
TikTok
sperm?
It was a TikTok challenge for a while.
Drinking sperm?
Drinking milk.
Oh, what was I about to say? Oh my God. How do you get a gallon of sperm?
You go down to the sperm bank. Ask if they have anything expired. Take out their hand.
Even then, they're going to be like, oh, is this the Little Kim challenge again?
We got another one.
Babe, it's not TikTok. I don't think I can fill a shot glass. Like, more or less than a gallon. My God.
It's artisanal.
Mr. Crash said a gallon of sperm is a wild thing. Like, even if they rap about wanting it, it's just fantasy at a certain point, right? Like, we know it's not real.
Guillermo wants to know the Little Kim story. What are we talking about?
There's a rumor that's been going on that I know about since the 70s that some famous person sucked so much dick that they went to the hospital to get their stomach pumped because there was so much semen in it. The first time I heard the story was Rod Stewart, and my father told us him. He's like, that guy's gay, and he sucked a bunch of dick, and they had to pump his stomach.
Wow.
I'm gonna go to kindergarten now.
That's bonding. Wow.
Make sure I relay this message for story time.
You went fishing, and he told you this story.
Soul Life said they didn't know it was that old of a story. Yeah, I first heard it with that. Anton said Rod Stewart. That was the first time I heard it. And the first time you heard it was Little Kim?
That sounds familiar. The first time I remember it was Little Kim. And I remember having a conversation with this person who I actually thought was smarter than me. And I was like, wow, you're a disappointment. You're a disappointment.
What were you guys are talking about black people in that way that only a Hebrew Israelite can?
That's a fact, right?
And you had your stud outfit on. It was like, a beautiful sister like you needs to wear dresses and dashikis.
You stop.
And you were like,
It's
what?
important to discuss who built the pyramids.
You and Cat Williams?
Me and Cat Williams.
But yeah, this story is like, but there's a famous person that might be mildly sexual. Then they have to suck so much dick to completion, by the way, as well. Like, that's a lot of dick. That's a lot. That's an ungodly amount of dick.
Nancy Reagan too.
Everyone says that woman had the thinnest lips I've ever seen. Oh,
I don't know, man.
Oof. You know it's toothy.
Oof.
But imagine that fucking chipmunk on. How many dicks does she have to suck to fill out that much? That's a lot of dick. Since no one got their stomach pumped.
Yeah, that's not a thing.
It's not a thing. If that was the case, then porn, it would happen all the time. Like, you ever watch porn and think to yourself, damn, that's a lot. And then you find out, oh, that's just lotion. We just shoot lotion because there's no human that can fire off things like that. That's not what real people do.
They have like pumps inside the women to like fake the squirting and stuff. That's what I heard. Or just like that stuff isn't, it's not real.
Yeah, it's like, it's not, it's the movies, dumbass. Like, you think Luke Skywalker really fucking had a laser sword?
It's not the movies, Jason. It's sex ed class. This is how we learn about parts.
That's sad.
The parts are underwear covers.
Weird Solosky says, I fired this up in here. Lots of dick.
We've gone a long way from cultural appropriation.
It's not come a lot of the time. This is motherfucking these cumologists stopping the video doing their fucking breakdown. Look at the viscosity. That's not a load.
Look at the trajectory. Like those blood spatter people.
This is me. See how it just oozed off the sides? That's kind of a normal shot.
The average man can only.
The only average man, when anally stimulated, can only propel a shot 2 to 3 inches.
Actually. This is a come down bit, right?
Oh my god.
R.I.P. Come Town. This is Champagne Room in the middle of the day.
Room. Thank you. Someone says gay men squirt, trust me. Look, I'm not saying, I haven't popped off a 6-incher in my life, but
I don't know what that means. Okay.
The shot trajectory. The shot trajectory. But, you have goals of like, spray painting a wall. But you just spill a bottle of white out every time.
Goals of spray painting a wall? I wish men had better goals. This is a husband and a father, and this is his goal. Like, bro, I'd rather you do topiary. Make the lawn look nice.
And Anton says 2 to 3 a shot. I broke that record when I was young.
Oh, God. Wild. I saw something online where there was this guy who was fired. And when he left, they looked at under his desk. Oh my God. This is all of these streaks. And it's like, this is what you were doing at work at your desk? Oh my God.
Someone said to Pascal, quietly quit.
Pascal's quietly quitting.
No, he had Wi-Fi problems during the show.
Yeah. Yeah, he was freezing.
Little John set unrealistic body standards for men, says Sam Badger.
Pascal knew what was coming. I see what you did there. The windows and the walls.
If the biggest female rappers are rapping about dick, sticks,
Mm-hmm.
are you then upset if Koreans are just dicks?
Lyrics are supposed to be back, thanks to guys like Kendrick and Clips. Yellow diamonds look like PP. PP. PP.
Is rapping about dicks, rapping about black culture?
I hope not.
Urine colored diamonds is
Yeah.
what it is.
That is the way the song starts. Well, it's
That's so
the
crazy.
opener to the first verse, I should say. The first voice you hear is a woman say, "This is culturally inappropriate," and then he says something about ballerinas. But like the start of the first verse is your face. He says ballerinas doing pirouettes inside of my snow globe.
Is that a drug reference?
Maybe.
Or is it just like that's what's in front of him? He has such an adorable cottage he's writing in. New Hampshire cottage.
You have to write what you know, Jason.
Oh my god. Nantucket summer's a bummer. Wow.
He says ballerinas doing pirouettes inside of my snow globe, shopping sprees in Soho. You had to see it. Strippers shaking ass and watching the dough blow. Ace trumpets and rose mows. Then he says, "Yellow diamonds look like PP."
That just came out of nowhere. Everything else is about his Nantucket summer was a bummer.
Connect me to the Wi-Fi.
That's exactly right.
Appropriate that.
That's what we don't talk about enough with this conversation is that
You have to make something worth appropriating.
You have to make something worth appropriating.
Jason not appropriating that PP line.
Nope. Nope. No one's appropriating our show, and that maybe we're failing.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah. Maybe that's a failure. But I'm mad that dude opened up the thing talking about a snow globe.
Yeah. Rappers not allowed to like snow globes. We're not allowed to like the simpler things in life.
Like Thomas Kincaid, I've been made, been fade.
It probably is a drug reference.
I think it's probably about writing the rhyme in his fucking, Martha's Vineyard getaway.
That's the same song where Malice dropped the Hakuna Matata. Yes, T. So who knows what it is, honestly, because they said whatever they wanted in this song.
I was telling Pascal earlier that I watched this Daz Effects thing, like this documentary thing, and it was kind of interesting because I forgot about that group. And listening to one of them talk about they want effects rhyme like it was the most poignant inner city story ever. I was like, what? Bump stickity, bump stickity. No more sausages. I meant sausages. What? What? Fuck did you just say that? And it was like he was with like they met in college, and I guess the president of the school was a fan, right? It's been so many years. And they're talking about the song and how it came together. And the president of the school's like, sausages. Yes. I'm sticking. Iggity, iggity. Like, I sent that to Bert Cooper. I said, there was a time where these was the hardest niggas alive.
I mean, they kind of were. Didn't they get into a fight with somebody?
Who?
Oh, I don't remember.
When Ice-T had him on the hook for the Check Yourself remix, that shit was so hard. Chickity, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Big D's in your mouth is bad for your health. See, but Ice Cube told you, you can't swallow all that cum. It's like he knew.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
That's all I need. Every nigga in LA mad at me. Trying to say Ice Cube sucked dick. He just knows. I'm saying he's a health professional. Yeah, why'd you get quiet? Are you mad?
No, I was actually looking at who they've gotten to a fight with. I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Killer Mike is mad at Fantana? Why?
I know that they were in the middle of the EPMD split up. And that kind
Were
of
they?
career. Yeah, because when EPMD split up, they took different artists with each other and formed different crews. If you remember. And Daz Effects was like a big selling artist for both of them. So one took Daz Effects thinking that, the iggity wiggity stuff would last forever. And it really didn't. It kind of, once Crisscross said it, it was over.
Wiggity wiggity whack. I guess, right?
Soul Life says Wendy Williams was right about Diddy. I feel like Diddy knows how much cum is too much to swallow. He totally measures it out.
Yeah, he does, right?
Yeah, I can see that.
Metric and customary. Wendy Williams apparently is still stuck in her conservatorship.
I thought she got out.
No, her case was recently brought in front of a judge or something, and they were like, no, she's definitely suffering from early dementia. Back in you go. Really sad. Oh.
Anton is out here hella mad at this fucking
Anton is offended.
Cum-aside. I don't appreciate your cum-aside. These guys are culturally appropriating being a cum guzzler.
Jesus.
If I called the episode that, would we have got more views?
Dude.
If I changed it right now?
You get in trouble for having Gwen Stefani in the thumbnail.
Oh, and saying cum guzzler, and then people would be like, man, I came here for cum guzzling, and they have to wait like an hour before we lose our shit and get into the cum jokes.
I wonder if we'd be talking about this if Pascal was here.
David Moore said, David Moore, why don't you comment more? You're fucking ridiculous. Is blowing homies on the DL cultural appropriation?
You know what? We can make a case. We can make a case.
Like, that's who should be really mad, right? all the real guzzlers and these fake guzzlers are making like no one is anyone really mad that Cardi B is making all this money off her wet pussy and there's real wet pussy havers that aren't able to financially benefit from this?
Hers is apparently very wet.
I don't believe it.
She's pregnant again, is what the rumor is.
It doesn't necessarily mean because she was super soaked, like she claims.
Offset wants a paternity test
Damn.
and spousal support. That man's
Mad,
doing the most.
mad niggerish.
On the next episode of Mad. Yeah.
What was the name that you created a few months ago? Negacity.
Ignorance?
Nignorance. I said nignorance. You know,
Yeah.
I changed the
Oh God.
the bio.
Oh gosh, Jason.
I changed the bio and wrote nignorance.
TIR rebrand.
Yeah. Rebrand. I did that. I did that. No one's
We the
noticed. Oh, I should. That's what I should have put. Nignorance. We the best, and then just
We the best. Your
But-
boy Khaled is coming under fire.
for
He got
being
nothing
anti-Palestinian
to say.
Palestinian.
Yeah. Also for being on the beach and looking like a tan and pink beanbag.
Ball bag.
Beanbag. People were letting him have it. No one is letting this man off easy at all for anything.
We are fucking up today. MK946 says, I just joined, and the first thing Jason says is nignorance.
This is why you should become a patron. So that you can be privy to conversations like this on a more regular basis.
She's true. She's telling the truth. And you get to know all the inside jokes of this show, which there are plenty.
There are so
Plenty. So many characters. So many people that watch the show, and we make believe what their lives is like. To the point where that's just what it's how we talk about Dr. Claw.
It's true.
And we've actually met him. Well, you weren't there, but Pascal and I, Mac, I think everybody but you met him. Quinn
Met him. Everybody
met him. Barn met him.
I wish I did.
Tut met him. Everybody met him but you, which is funny because you could have came, but you were just, I'm better than you guys.
I've actually known of him for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
We have our mutual friend Jill, the girl that I brought on, the grown woman that I brought on the show before to talk about female rappers. I saw his name around for years.
Just another day that ends in Y on the TIR podcast. Thank you. I appreciate that. Stop laughing. But yeah, we can be kind of ridiculous on this show. Very serious. I think this topic is both ridiculous and serious at the same time because I do think there's racism involved. I do believe that. And that's what people are mad about, really. It's right. It's like, well, are you being racist?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes people are being extremely offensive.
That's a fact. Do you know what yellow face is?
Does that have anything to do with the diamonds and the pee-pee?
No, actually. No, it doesn't. It's like blackface, but with Asians.
Like every movie in the 50s and 60s.
Who was, you know what? That's like the extreme version of it. But I forgot who was accused of it. Probably like Katy Perry or something. Was accused of doing yellowface, where it's like she's wearing, the dress, the trunks, right? But then she also has to do this thing where she makes her eyes smaller, and it's considered like really offensive. Like, why do you have to do that on top of everything?
And it's yellow face.
It's a thing that people just kind of slide into when they're in the middle of their cultural appropriation of.
Well, here's where I would ask this question. So, one thing that's extremely popular right now is anime amongst young people, right?
Yeah.
In a way, it's no longer nerd shit. It's just kind of like this is cool.
It's
And
still
one
nerd.
thing, I'm sorry,
It's still nerd shit.
dude, the cool kids are doing it. I don't know. When I was watching
More
anime,
cool kids are doing it for sure.
you don't have to go to some underground video store just to get like a regular, not even like anime tits, like a regular fucking Robotech video or something.
Yeah.
There's a lot of young people I see here that love anime,
Mhm.
and the young girls, I'm talking like maybe 15 to 18 or so, do their eyeliner like anime people.
Uh-huh.
They put the makeup on, they have the little nose look a little, you know how that anime girls are, I can't explain it, but
Mhm.
if you look at them, you're like, oh, are you shit? Like, but then they're like, oh no, we like anime and we're trying to look like the cartoons that we watch.
Yeah.
Is that offensive?
I don't think it's offensive because they are cartoons. However, the cartoons are obviously based on people.
Mhm.
So there's the common criticism that, well, these Asian people, these Japanese people, are making cartoons, but all their characters look like white people.
Yeah.
Speed Racer looks like Tom Cruise.
Even though Speed Racer came out like in 67.
Yeah, but they're supposed to be Asian. So sometimes the big eyes were meant to symbolize innocence, things like that.
But
But I don't think that it's considered offensive. I told you also, Japanese people, like, I feel like they need to gatekeep a little bit more. They don't be offended by a lot of things.
well, because they take so much and then make it dope, right? Because I think
Think
is the
so?
problem people taking it, or is the problem people making it dope? Because it also becomes a colonizer mentality of I did it
Right.
first, and that's where I almost feel like people lose the plot as well. They're like, I was here first, ergo it's mine.
Mhm.
And do you just want people to watch it like it's a museum? Because who does that benefit at that point? Like,
I mean, to an extent, I understand why people would want to gatekeep things, especially in terms of recognition and money. To Dusty's point, Japanese people specifically gatekeep their language. They do not allow other words from other languages to be brought into their language. So, like, you can have Coca Cola, but it's going to be something Japanese in Japan. French are kind of like that too. I don't know. I'm not really a gatekeepy person. Every now and then I see things and I'm like, I don't think that's right. I also don't think that anime is necessarily depicting. Well, I don't think that Japanese people see themselves as anime characters. Statement of the year. So I don't think it's like personal to them when they see people, trying to emulate anime characters. And they understand that anime is freaking cool.
someone says baseball in Japan would like a word.
Do they call it baseball though?
Yes, they do.
Do they really?
Yes. What are they supposed
That's
to call
dope. We did it, Joe.
it? I mean, right now, some of the best baseball players are Asian and not Japanese. We're talking about Koreans.
All
Well,
right.
Shohei Ohtani is Japanese, and he's probably the best baseball player I've seen in my lifetime. It's insane what that man is doing in the sport.
Take that, my piazza.
Jesus. Damn. You went in the fucking way back bag, just shit on that guy.
My brother used to like Mike Payatta.
Oof.
What's the guy who was on the 7 train in New York and he hated all the
Hated all the
cultures?
foreigners. John Rocker.
John Rocker. There we go.
Yeah. That was rather hilarious, the John Rocker story.
So funny though. But like honestly, not that this is what we're talking about right now, but you can find John Rocker in Long Island. Just outside of New York.
He was pretty horrible.
Outside of New York City, I should say.
That interview was pretty horrible. Someone
Yeah.
says, check the Discord. I can't even get into it.
Check the Discord. Oh
So
no.
you got to send me a message somewhere else. I don't know. I can't get into it. I don't run it.
Oh.
I don't think I do.
Jason would not know. He logged in once and never again.
Dude, I can't even get. I was trying to get in the other day. I felt like an old person calling customer service.
Representative.
Jesus. Fuck. Okay. Where's the code? I obey. Enter the code. Where's the code? Ah. 0, 0, 0. Why do I have to do this?
At Metro PCS, they require you to have an 8-digit PIN number.
Wow.
And you go there for anything, and they're like, "Okay, what's your 8-digit PIN?" And it's like, "What?" They're like, "Oh, it's usually a birthday." So my 8-digit PIN is actually my father's birthday.
Aw.
And he's the one who originally set up the account, and I got onto his plan. This was a very long time ago. So when I go there and I give them my 8-digit PIN, they're like, "Whoa, this ain't your birthday." I'm like, nah, it's not.
Just ageist. Maybe I age good, you piece of shit. You don't know how much fucking semen I'm drinking over here. It's protein.
Oh my
I
gosh.
tell everybody when they say I look so young, I'm like, well, I drink a lot of semen. And just walk away.
I'm gonna send you the picture that Dizzle sent me on Discord.
Oh
You
my
can
God, I'm
do
so scared of it. He did a
what-
fly-by-night photo of all of us as well with Teray and Adolfree.
A fly-by-night photo?
A fly-by-night photo. You're pretty lucky that you're not privy to all the mean photos.
Mean photos?
Because no one knows what you look like, so no one can make fun of you.
I do enjoy that very much.
Mm-hmm. I know you do.
Yeah, and I get to who does that? I get to Donald Duck it on air. I get to do that whenever I want. Yeah, that's the picture Dizzle sent.
Now
If you become a patron,
all the gooners just lost their mind now.
if you become a patron, you get access to our Discord.
I thought you were gonna say something else. I was like, shit, where's this?
No.
You get access to my camera.
No.
Oh, wow. This is interesting. Dizzle says this is letting you know that anime artists are trying to emulate cats, not people. So they're supposed to look like cute people cats. Oh, I hate cats.
It's not you hate cats.
I don't like cats. Cats are evil, vile
I
predators.
feel like I always see cats that look like Michael Brooks.
That's
like orange cats. They say that Leos look like cats. You're a Leo too.
Yes. So is Brianna Joy. Does she look like a cat?
Oh, that's right. Is she a July Leo or an August Leo?
Her birthday just passed.
She seemed like an August Leo. Yeah. Cats look like Michael Brooks, not the other way around.
You know who I share a birthday with? John
It's not-
Stamos and Bill Clinton.
Ooh.
Right?
On some more news, Cody Johnson always says, Bill Clinton, rapist. Like, yo.
Dochi's a Leo. Shout out. Hey.
That's cool. Hassan Piker is a Leo.
Is he August too?
He's a July Leo.
Oh, well, he's
A few days after mine.
Wait, you're a July Leo?
No, I'm a July Cancer Leo. I'm on the
That's what.
cusp.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ! Now we have to cusp it.
Yeah. My mom told me that for the rest of my life, the crab and the lion would fight. Fight for
That is like
supremacy.
the wisest shit ever.
Yeah. I find that in my life that is how it does turn out. And people are usually shocked. They expect the crab and then they get the lion and they're like, whoa, what's going on?
Anton shares a birthday with BD. Who's BD? Brody Dale?
Indeed. Baby daddy.
Oh, I share a baby. You just go right to the niggerish. This is the ignorance that people talk about.
Dusty, what are you talking about?
What did Dusty say? Semen is.
Semen is-
Oh, they're having an argument about vegan. About is semen vegan? I'm so sorry we opened up the semen floodgates.
Oh, we better close those. We better close those. I've heard the vegan semen argument for years. Also, the breast milk.
What's breast milk?
Argument.
It's vegan?
Is breast milk vegan? You shouldn't give that to your kids. It's not vegan.
Who says that? Are they three little people with a big overcoat? One of those detective hats? We're not from the formula industry, see?
People who are pedantic.
MK946 says the womb ain't vegan.
No, it ain't.
I've had a vegan person tell me honey's not vegan.
It's not.
Are you fucking serious?
It's made by bees.
Okay.
Stop exploiting the bees. It's cultural appropriation.
Oh my god.
That Blind Melon video where the girl was dressed up like the bee?
Appropriation.
Inappropriate. Yeah.
So Halloween is just one big day of appropriation.
Yes. Pumpkins don't like it. They also don't like white girls because they want pumpkin spice. It's appropriation.
Pumpkin spice, Halloween, Australia,
Pumpkin pie.
pumpkin pie. What else is appropriation? We need to know before the show's over. We have to say all the things that are appropriation, but you can't do anymore. So you can't have Halloween. You can't eat anything pumpkin. You can't break dance unless you're Puerto Rican or black and 58.
Oh.
if you're younger than 58 and not Puerto Rican and black, you can't. And you can't be from the diaspora. So you can't be from like Trinidad and 62 and want to up rock. Not going to happen. It's appropriation.
You can't make yourself look like anime characters because that's cat appropriation.
Cat appropriation. So anime makeup is bad. Anything you like that's Japanese, a ninja movie, a ninja star,
Sushi.
Appropriation. Appropriation.
Yep.
Can't eat it. Sashimi, can't eat it.
Nope.
Hawaii, appropriation.
Yoga.
Don't stretch,
Nope.
appropriation.
Crab Rangoon.
Oh.
Is Crab Rangoon the appropriator?
Crab Rangoon is the crime.
You'll be filming your own Crab Rangoon.
Right? It's the crime. Andrea says she's the product of appropriation.
No. What is it the anarchist and Stalin used to do? Is that expropriation?
Yes.
We need that.
We need expropriation. So what else can
Yeah.
we do? You're not allowed to rap about your vagina unless you can prove it's moist content.
Mm.
Is that
That's
fair?
stealing from vagina Americans.
It's there's moist vagina Americans that are unpaid. They're not getting the recognition for their moist vaginas. It's not fair.
Not there.
It's not fair. You're sitting here taking all the shine. No, we don't stand for it here.
Corn is appropriation for Mexico.
So don't eat corn in any form.
It's maize.
Trey said, Jason, it's so weird. Your mama unsubscribed.
So Life said his armpit is moist sometimes.
Someone says, take away potatoes and tomatoes from the whole world. It's
I agree.
appropriation.
Italians give back the tomatoes.
The orange carrot.
Ooh.
Appropriation. Appropriation.
Irish people, potatoes.
Appropriation. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
How can I enjoy a potato knowing that an Irish person isn't enjoying it? They didn't get any money from this baked potato that I bought at Wendy's. They should be getting all the Wendy's money and accolades. Where's the pictures of Irish people on the wall, Wendy's? I don't want to see Dave fucking Thomas and his goofy redhead colonizing daughter. Show me Irish people clicking their heels over the rainbow of potato money.
We're overdue.
Exactly. This is
Also,
what we're trying to do. Uh-oh.
Drake.
Oof. Is his just being appropriation? Just the fact he's
His
alive?
entire being. He appropriated black culture through his father being black. So then he took it to Canada. What's that about?
I'm offended. I'm offended.
Yeah.
Is he more white than he is black?
You know, people have video proof of him being more white than black now.
What is he doing? That's more white. Is he eating cucumber sandwiches next to the clips at fucking Martha's Vineyard?
He is. He's drinking cucumber. He's playing pickleball. And he's saying that the N-word is nignorance.
Wow.
And he got white people around him like, nah, man, it's like part of the culture. And they took the word back. And he's like, no, it's ignorant.
The N-word?
Yeah.
Is he really playing pickleball, though?
He's not playing pickleball. He's just sitting around with a bunch of white folks.
Can black people play pickleball?
Having dinner. I still don't know what pickleball is.
It's like...
But my friend...
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, my friend told me that people who play pickleball think they're better than you.
I wouldn't say that. The pickleball people, I see them all the time when I run at the park, and they're quite friendly. I don't think they think they're better than me. I would be shocked if they thought that.
I feel like it's everywhere now. Everyone's talking about pickleball.
Is cucumber water appropriation?
For Pascal, yes. With his mint juleps.
That's why he didn't try to come back on, because he's like, if I can finally drink my fucking mint julep now.
Drink my mint julep in peace.
His Wi-Fi's out. Summertime. on his plantation.
This Floridian plantation.
Why do you think he always talks shit about fucking Toussaint and the Haitian Revolution? He's the one with the slaves.
He's got 2 living rooms still.
Someone says Drake drinks milk out of a bag.
Oh,
Is Is that a cum joke?
That's wow. But yes, Kendrick did call Drake a colonizer.
Oof. Is he a colonizer?
Well, I mean, he has done some parasitic things, hasn't he?
Is he not allowed to have success in the industry?
Man, I guess that's the question he's asking, right?
Yeah.
Am I not allowed to have success?
Like seriously, it's like who's allowed to have success in the industry? I guess that's the better question.
I think people are
Ignorance outside of Tucson's house.
basically. um, I think people are just tired of him, and he's still reeling from the fact that it seems like people have disliked or hated him for a very long time. For them to turn on him like this, wow!
I mean, I remember there was the website, Drake's the type of nigga website.
Yeah, wow.
Before it was a Twitter thing, and it was a bunch of people clowning Drake. God, how many years was that? Fucking 506 or something.
Drake's the type of dude to close the refrigerator door with his hips. People won't let that man live.
Oh my God. There was one, it was like Drake's type of dude that roll up to his homie's house on a motorcycle with two helmets. Drake's the type of dude that puts on his chapstick while he's looking in the mirror. Are you looking for the website? Your fingers going like crazy.
People have had some very good ones.
There was some Drake.
Drake's the type of guy to say, "Geez Louise." Drake's the type of guy to open a bag of chips with some scissors.
Ooh, I did that the other day. Shit. I totally did. I was like, I think it'd be easier with scissors. It would be less of a mess.
Jason's the type of guy to hire an escort and then ask if she's in it for the money.
I've done that.
Jason's the type of guy to say, "Oh, Butterfingers," when he drops something.
Someone said Drake eats soft pretzels with cats. Dude, there's so many people commenting that I've never seen comment the type of dude to bring you a milkshake with 2 straws.
That's so wrong.
Not even an extra cup.
Men need friends too. It is okay for them to be affectionate with each other, especially if they're sweet, sweet men.
Keep reading. We gotta hear some more.
Jason is the type of guy to say, "Wow, I needed this" while out with friends. See? See? I feel like you might do that, though.
I think I've actually said that. I'll probably say that later this evening. As suspect as that sounded, that sounded extremely
Got neck quick.
Nope.
I like the times when you've been on air and Ben has been in your apartment.
It just sounds like the gayest thing ever.
It's just an arm that you see and you're like, what's going on? Jason's the type of guy to put hot Cheetos in the fridge to cool him down.
Never heard that before. That was pretty good.
Jason's the type of guy to say, "No, you hang up" on the phone to a homie.
No, I'm
No?
not. No, I do say that to my son.
Jason's the type of guy to say, "I've been good this week" when taking a cookie.
Drinking a soda.
Really? Yeah, you had a real soda thing.
Yeah. That's true. Keep going. This is funny.
Jason. 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 Jason's the type of guy to lose his TV remote and say, "If I was the TV remote, where would I be?"
Literally say that all the time. Literally say that in my house all the time. That is true. No truer words have ever been spoken. Yes.
Jason's the type of guy to flush a fart. So dumb. I don't even know how you do that.
Oh my God. That was funny. No, I haven't. No, I have not flushed a fart.
I don't know how you do that. Jason's the type of guy to create a schedule for wearing each of his clothes so none of them feel left out.
Kind of.
My God. Can't forget about that Thanksgiving shirt. Can't leave it out. Then the one with the exploding pineapple.
They're
And
not
then,
exploding. There's just pineapples.
and then your favorite one, the black one with the like off-white palm fronds. That one, that's your favorite. You know which one I'm talking about.
I'm looking right at it and I hate your face.
When's the last time you wore that one?
It's been a while.
It's August, Jason.
I know.
Calling you.
What's happened? I have my body composition has changed, and
Body composition. You are now no longer carbon based. That was a wild thing to say.
with the
Scotty beat me up and I was never the same.
Someone says Jason has the coin purse for his lip gloss. I don't. What I was gonna say was, as the body changes happened, I did that thing where I cut some pants into shorts. So yeah, I've just been waiting to wear it with the whole outfit. So I can fuck with you. I'm just gonna call you and then you see that and then get mad. Oh no. Where'd you go? Where's MT?
Oh, sorry. I've been muting myself. I forgot it that one time. This is the first time the whole show I forgot it.
Yeah, someone says Daisy Dukes. Ish, I guess, if you think like that. I mean, they're not like my butt cheeks don't fall out the bottom, of course, but
Not yet. Not yet. Still mid-August.
you know, you gotta show off the gams. You gotta show off the gams. It's the weather's been nice. You gotta show off the gams. So the shirt, short, it's a whole combination outfit that you have to see.
What is the BBL for?
Wow.
If you're not going to show it off.
It's called rear deadlifts, and they work.
It's not for sitting in a chair on a podcast.
No.
And not showing the bottom half.
It's
you got to show downstairs.
I'm afraid. I am afraid.
The audience is afraid. It could be too much for them to
It could be
handle.
too much. Especially when I start twerking, they're like, damn.
Damn.
There's a lot of ass back there right now. Jason's side eyes open air like he's in a sick.
Jason's appropriating stripper culture.
I can see that. I bought these shorts and I thought they were adult shorts.
Oh my God, Jason. They're young husky shorts in the children's department.
Well, there's a store called Waldo's, and Waldo's is kind of like a dollar store, but it's a dollar. I can't explain it, but it's closest thing you get to a dollar store. But everything is just kind of smooshed together, and they have like a clothes section. And one day I was in there, I was like, oh, it's over here for $1 or whatever, and they had these really cool shorts, and I was like, these are really cool, and it said the size that I thought was the size, and I was like, these are kind of snug. And they are
from children's place, Jason.
Yep. But I fit them. I fit them, and that made me happy. So that's all that matters.
Did you put them on by laying down on your bed and using pliers to pull the It's the only way to do it.
Remember that day I bought those jeans and they were like low-rise men's jeans, and I kept trying to pull them up.
Oh my gosh!
And you were making fun of me about the pliers then. I couldn't wear those jeans because every time I wear them, it was just cracked out.
Wild.
It's cracked out.
Yeah, Britney Spears slave for you.
Like, I've never worn an outfit more that was like, nah, he was asking for it.
Jason's the type of guy to look in the mirror before he leaves and says, I am asking for it. That was inappropriate. Maybe not culturally. That was inappropriate.
That is a real dilemma sometimes. And today's not one of those days, but there's some days where it's like, maybe when I walk by the club sodomy, I'm asking for it. So. Tony Red says I'd fuck me. Coach Slick says TIR is not a safe space.
It's kind of not.
Not right now, because we're totally in the champagne room. Like,
very champagne room.
This is very champagne roomy right now. Tucson is making extremely inappropriate comments about me and Drake.
This is free champagne. If you want champagne more regularly, become a patron. We are terrible human beings, and you will learn that about us in the champagne room. You see what Choki said?
No, please, this is painful. Someone said they were dude, this, I think it's funny. I'm sorry you guys don't, but sometimes Tucson's fucking hilarious.
I get carried away with my own wit sometimes and say outrageous things.
Just the meanest shit about me. She posted on social media. Hey, look at this fucking loser. Social media people. And then my mom comments and shit. I'm like, oh, that's nice. Thanks.
Your mom on social media?
My mom is everywhere.
Wow.
My mom is like fucking American Express. Everywhere you want to be.
She's the night.
She's the Nate. Someone says, to be fair, Jason, you might deserve it, bro. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. You can't give out all the shit and not take any. That's how I feel. I don't know if you feel the same way.
Yes, I don't usually take it. Occasionally I do. Jason does come after me sometimes. You came after me in the last episode we were on together. Was it Champagne Room?
What
About
did I
me
do?
giving the woman tissues
Oh, you were so
on the train.
mean.
Yeah,
You
on the train.
you stupid bitch, and then you fucking left. You treated her like an abusive husband. Clean yourself up. Stop this fucking crying, okay? I'm gonna leave. Take the fucking tissues. It's like, Jesus, Joe Pesci, why'd you treat that lady like that?
This woman on the train one day was crying, so I just handed her some tissues, and then it was my stop, so I left.
The woman was crying. She was covered
Those
in
doors,
blood.
those doors don't wait for no one.
That's the sad part. Is the poor woman she looked like she just escaped from the final scene of Texas Chainsaw. Toussaint walks over with 2 single ply tissues. Clean yourself up. You're embarrassing your mother. And then she left.
She be alright. Anton says, does Pascal's mother enter the champagne room?
Never.
No, she does not. Pascal has a sign on his door that says no chicks allowed. And she respects it.
I'm in my room recording. God.
I need you to respect my space. These are my boundaries.
Oh my God. That nigga's got the sign up again. I guess we got a hush now.
He was the on-air sign outside his door.
Oh. Jason went to Mexico and said, when life gives you lemons, make margaritas.
Jason making margaritas out here, yo.
I was out with some family friends who are Mexican, and I was like, oh, I'm done with Mexican women. They're like, you're not done with Mexican women.
Oh,
You love us. I was like, no, I don't. I was like, y'all are crazy as shit. No. The He-Man Womanators Club. People always say, though, like they used to say shit back in the day when we first started the show. Like, you need to have more female guests on here. Like, you act like I don't try. Like, there's this long list of women that can't wait to come on the show or something. It's not true at all. Sometimes we'll even think like, what woman can we get? We're like, oh no, she sucks. What about?
Oh,
she sucks.
Oh
Remember?
no, she hates us. Oh no, she hates us too.
Remember there was that one lady who fucking sucks.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. She's the one that flaked on us after you confirmed.
I did.
This is how, and of course not all women are like this. This particular fucking woman sucks. I kind of want to say her name because I don't care. And it's not like she cares. And like she's like, he said what? Oh no, he didn't. Like, she's not gonna do that. She's not gonna do that. No. And you know, if you can figure out where that accent is from, you know who we're talking about. you had confirmed with her team of assistants.
Her round table of assistants.
Because there was like multiple assistants. I remember that. I think I was on the email thread. They asked, you had sent the link. They asked again. They're like, "Are you ready?" Da, da, da. Like all the preparation that you could do and be professional was done. And we might even have sent her questions beforehand and everything too. And the motherfucker just flaked.
See what Kush looks at.
The truancy of women.
He said, "LOL, this story."
Fuck nothing. I was so. What made me mad, this is maybe a glimpse into the behind the scenes of what really happens, is sometimes there's guests and people say, no, not that person. And this was one of those shows where Pascal didn't put his foot down. He like Hulk smashed both feet and hands down and was like, fuck this person. And it took like a week of constant conversations.
Yeah.
And a strategy.
Yeah.
Like I'm playing Risk. We're gonna add, and if she says this, then we'll pivot to this, and that way we won't get there. Like I promise you, it'll be fine. And he's like, fine. And he was like, fine the whole time, like this kind of fine. It's like, oh god, I gotta deal with that.
Yeah.
And the fucking chick flaked, and she didn't just flake. Then she went on another show. Was it the next day that she was on that other show, or late? Was it later that night or something like that?
Something like that. It was really close. Yeah.
That's why both of those people can kiss all of my ass.
Well, on the other side, there was one guest that I believe you invited more than once because you said that they were eye fucking you on air. It's like, wow.
I don't know if they need to know the truth, Tucson.
Culturally inappropriate.
Who was that?
I could tell you.
Was it somebody hot?
Somebody inappropriate.
Oh,
it was Norman.
It was who? It was the electrical woman.
Weird Salusky says it was Norman.
It was Norman.
I remember Norman came on your birthday, and he insisted
sang
on
a Negro spiritual on my birthday.
the Paul Robeson song.
No birthday surprise. None of you guys are even on the birthday show because I was like, nope. After the Negro spiritual on my last birthday. Swing low. The soul in which he sings this with. Coming for to carry me home.
The song was so long, and we were like, "Copyright, Norman, copyright." And he was
When
like,
I said
play the whole thing
to this baritone, lull me into a sense of safety and security.
You can't say no to Norman.
We're like, no, you just give us a Negro spiritual to play. You call it that, I call it revolutionary night.
That was hilarious. That was hilarious. It was nuts.
Tucson does this thing. It's actually quite sweet. For people's birthdays, it started with Pascal. I wanted to make Pascal's birthday the coolest thing ever. And we brought all these people on, and they all said how much they appreciated him. and he was so happy. And I tried to do that for people's birthdays. And then Toussaint had this idea to do it for me, but like a surprise. And then all these people popping in. I'm like, what the fuck is Derek Barn doing here? Is that fucking normal? Fuck going on? And she's done it a couple times. And I'm always surprised every time. I was like, how the fuck does she do it? Well, now this motherfucker doesn't have access to do it, so she can't.
That's right. I have zero ability to do
Yeah, she can't do the same shit she did before. So yeah, no, there's so many people, and it's a very cool, sweet thing to do because Toussaint is actually a extremely sweet individual, very thoughtful individual, but nothing is funnier than Norm making us all listen to Paul Robeson sing. It wasn't a Negro spiritual. I made that up.
Yeah.
Was it the International? No, I think so. No,
it was just some random song that spoke to him. He was born by the river in the little tent. Okay.
Smokey Robinson. But yeah, it's the insanity that is able to get produced on such a not just low budget, but on people's want to be insane with us is, I think, what makes the show fun. So
yes,
the fact that Toussaint had that power now has been stripped from her.
It has. I was giving out free passes left and right.
Oh my God.
And then nobody wanted to leave, and we were at capacity. People were like, I tried to get in, but I couldn't get in. And I'm like, I'm sorry.
A lot of people said that. A lot of people said that. Toussaint even went so far to get Joyce Heiser on the show, who is one of my biggest boyhood crushes. She's the woman that stars in the movie Just One of the Guys.
I tried.
So yeah, that's what you get if you're in the champagne room. Then it's like that all the time. You never know who's going to join in.
Mm-hmm.
We do open up the phone. Well, Toussaint convinced me to stop doing the phone. And what are we going to do now moving forward?
We're going to send out StreamYard links.
And then they can come in.
Yeah. They don't have to have their cameras on. It would be like Discord on the movie nights.
I really said somebody I fucked me twice. And I said it to you?
You did. I wasn't the only person.
Fuck. Is that why I'm single?
Yes.
Fuck.
Most assuredly.
I think you're right, though.
Yes.
Can I appropriate a relationship?
Can you appropriate a relationship? I mean, okay. The first thought was only if they're Mexican. Because you're in Mexico. And Dusty wrote, Jason will take 2 tacos if the other option was 2 Mexican women. What? You used to eat fish tacos all the time.
Wow. Just eating fish tacos, walking down the street in front of Mexican women like,
This could be you.
How's he eating them like that? It's easier if you bite it, sir. Quit.
It's easier if you bite it, sir.
Some weird black guy walking around calling the police.
I recently saw footage of a podcaster that I did respect eating an orange provocatively on air.
I wish you could mime it for me because I want to see.
It's like, that's kind of nasty.
Were they trying to be provocative, or
Yes.
they just don't know how to eat?
Nope, they were
Was
trying
it
to
a
be
man?
provocative.
Was it a man?
I don't want to say.
It was a man.
They were eating an orange slice provocatively.
An orange slice too, with the peel.
Well, they were eating towards the top of it, so like holding it by the peel.
Oh, who eats? First of all, who the fuck eats an orange like that over the age of 6?
Oh, I guess, right?
Peel that motherfucker, man. You know how now. Oh,
No, it wasn't Peter Coffin. That's hilarious.
damn.
Did I tell you about the time Peter Coffin yelled at me?
What did you say to him?
Not a fan.
What did you say to Peter Griffin?
I am not a stud, Kushler. Shut up. It was not me. I was not the podcaster.
Oh, man.
If it was, you would never know, but it wasn't me.
Stud Tucson appearance. Well, the way you described it, you're like, I had a low cut and waves and wave cap and
Oh,
my hat to the side.
it was a nice haircut. Shut up.
Did you sag your pants?
No, it's because I said it was a phase. Shut up. It's just a short hair phase, not like anything else phase.
You know, that's what a lot of people say.
Shut up.
That go to Atlanta.
Oh, wow.
MT is 20 and Swedish. Her name is Marybeth Tinklebaum.
I've
Torkelton.
never been to Atlanta.
You never been to Atlanta?
No.
Damn. They said MT used to dress like T-Box.
What's wrong with y'all?
There's some comments people write, and I go, I think that's a black person. Do you do that too? But your fingers are like this. That's what I do. I don't know if you're the same way.
That's wild.
No.
What is the Pascal mother rule? Sorry.
No girls allowed.
I guess, right? That's the rule.
Poor Pascal. He just hate
Girls,
watching
keep
this.
out.
Right?
So you're saying you're not willing to provocatively eat an orange on air? In
No,
order to
I
get
don't
super
eat.
chats?
I don't eat at all on air. No one's ever seen me eat on air. I won't do it. It's rude.
Yeah, I don't think you have.
It's rude. I really, then all jokes aside, I think it's super rude.
I kind of am the Haitian Lemon Anton. I've been told I am like Daria, though.
Yeah, that's a lot more fucking accurate. Even the hair.
I was told I sound like her.
No,
Everything same. I'm Daria.
you sound pretty. I think you sound pretty black. That's why I was so offended by the person who said you can't say the N-word. You don't sound black enough.
Yeah, you think I sound black? Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, how were you supposed to say it though?
Mm-hmm.
Like, were you supposed to?
The ER?
I got in trouble. Apparently, someone told me to cool it with a hard R, and I was like, nope.
I saw that comment.
Nope.
I saw that comment. I was watching another podcast, and they were like, "Oh man, we slipped up the other day. We was using the hard ER. We gotta stop doing that." I was like, "That's so not Jason."
Nope.
No.
Did I send you the N-word video that I sent all my black friends?
Oh my gosh, I don't think you did.
I didn't
You
send
said other nonsense.
I haven't. First of all, I haven't been, because you spent a good 2 years being the storage center of bombardment for these videos. I stopped. sending you anything. Even if I think you would appreciate it, I had to stop because I was like, this poor woman is gonna. I can't keep doing this. But I sent every black person that I could find this particular video.
You don't be at work.
Not that one. I did go through a phase of doing that. Like, can you believe this white man? How dare he?
Don't be at work.
Where did I said? I mean, I gotta find someone else. I sent it to like my cousins. I sent it to so many people.
Sent it everywhere.
I sent it everywhere because someone sent it to me. Who sent it to me? Was it Donnell Walton?
The person eating the fruit.
Oh, you know what?
Was not Hassan.
Someone took the video down.
Oh,
I can't believe it. Oh my God, it's gone.
I hate that.
I sent it to my cousin, and my cousin's he just wrote back, I love you too. It's just a black girl. It's just this black girl Tucson going. She's looking at the camera. She's going, nigger, 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 nigger.
Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh.
And she does it for like a good 50 seconds. And I couldn't stop laughing. I swear I sent it to you. I sent it to Pascal. This is to Cedric Johnson.
Unbelievable. All your professional contact.
Oh, my professional friend.
You posted it on LinkedIn.
Link to my website. Nigger. Nigger. Nigger.
Ridiculous.
I was like, and you know what was sad about it? It's a video's a joke, obviously, but all the comments were people mad at the young woman for saying it with the hard R.
Oh,
have we missed the plot on what is satire and what is serious?
yes. Did she have 4 black grandparents?
Did you just make that up?
No. I got it.
Huh? It's like the reparations fairy is like, so let's see. Looks like there's some flour in the mixture.
Some flour.
No reparations for you.
I got it from that Facebook page Pascal told me to stop. Going
what
to.
page is that?
He said that they're just too niggerish and it's ignorant, and I need to stop going there. But I can't. I'm one of their top fans.
Sam Badger says saying the N-word with a hard R is cultural appropriation. That's fair.
I think that's true.
Jason has a chat group specifically for people to send N-word related material to. I do. I almost sent it to Mac to make him uncomfortable.
Oh no. Mac, working at Father Jonathan's.
He doesn't work there anymore.
Which is good.
It's good, but But I'm sorry you didn't get a chance to see that video because it was the funniest thing ever. And I'm sad that girl got the video taken down because it was fucking hilarious.
Real quick, about me being me, about Father Jonathan's. Do you think that was a sexy job to have? The N-Files.
Delivering pizza?
Yeah.
No, a sexy job to have.
That's just the movies? Is that what you're telling me?
What movies are you watching?
Everyone pays in cash? Unbelievable.
That is one of the most dangerous jobs to have, actually. If you're delivering pizza in an era where people are still paying in cash in the hood, you're asking for a fucking gun in your rib cage.
Ugh.
He was robbed numerous times at that job.
Really?
Yeah, this shit is not fun. No, my brother. No.
What Dusty said.
Nah, this guy's making $50 a day delivering pizza and dick. Someone says release the Einstein files. Who is Pittsburgh Dude 87? This is what I'm saying. I've seen more names that I've never seen before. I'm not complaining by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just saying comment more.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Comment more. We need the group participation because the Einstein files are about to be its own thing now. That's what we're calling it. We put it in the Einstein files. When Teray comes on, he goes, I don't want to say this. For like, oh, it's going in the Einstein files.
What's the name of that guy? The director that did Superman, and everyone's like, release the something cut.
Oh, are you talking about? Shit, I know you're talking about. I can't think of his name.
I gotta look it up. Just close my tab about the DOS Effects lyrics. And look that up.
Do you remember when Jordan Dubin transcribed Lucchini and then didn't just transcribe but went to figure out what they were saying in the song?
That sounds ridiculous.
Because I was like, this song is gibberish.
Zack Snyder.
Zack Snyder, that's his name, yeah.
Release the Snyder cut. That's what it was.
Release the
Einstein files.
That's another name for this show that people probably say behind our backs.
The Einstein files?
This show is the Einstein files. I'm okay with that.
Why not?
Shouldn't be. I think I am. I'm just scared to meet people in real life, which is why I don't cross the border. Jason, my nigga. Oh.
Get out of here. You're not scared to meet nobody in real life. You jumping over tables on air to try to get to people in the chat.
Diddy created the Einstein file.
That is plausible.
Hey, Pittsburgh Dude 87. I don't know who the fuck you are. Maybe we know each other. I don't know. But if we do, fuck yeah. Second of all, please comment more. You're ridiculous. And I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm reading the chat, and Anton wants us to put Norm on acting the dialogue of the crew of the old days. It's just nigger over and over and over again.
Over and over. We got Sean KB to say the N-word.
That is still
classic.
Top 2 funniest moments of the show. We clipped it, by the way. We clipped that, by the way. That's a clip.
We need to actually play the clip while he's here again and just relive the moment all over again.
It's never enough. Damn. Dusty says I kind of blocked that out of my memory.
Yeah.
Sean KB of the Antifada podcast, extremely intelligent man, serious labor guy,
Carpenter. Like Jesus.
great fucking Marxist, man. You're gonna learn a lot with Sean.
Mm-hmm.
He was making this poignant statement, and he said, "You need to look inward." And I said, "What?" That man lost all of his composure and just turned a different shade, and it was the funniest shit. Sometimes you can't write this.
No, you can't.
Andrew Roma said he replied, "You heard me."
Did I stutter?
That was what made it so funny.
I said what I said.
So yeah, that is one of those top moments of unintentional TIR comedy.
It was cultural appropriation.
Pascal singing. What was the song Pascal sang? You can't stop.
Men. I don't even know where he got that from.
Like people were like, Pascal smiles. Like, this nigga's ridiculous. He's been goofing around for 5 years on air.
Absolutely.
So this is Jason. I'm wearing pants today, but I always wear pants or shorts, but I never wear sweatpants.
Ooh, that's for degenerates.
Mm-hmm. Professional. I'm always showered. I brush my teeth before I come on, which is weird because it's not like,
Kind of.
he just did. What if I have something on my teeth? I'm like, this nigga didn't even brush his teeth.
Yeah, you are the face
Right?
of our A team.
Professional at all times.
Jason is committed to showering before the show.
Very. Sometimes that's why it's late.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what made me feel bad? I was on the BungaCast recently.
Mm-hmm.
And I always get nervous. First of all, I get nervous when I'm on the show because those guys are like super smart.
Mm-hmm.
And I love their show. And so I wrote an art. It's part of Damage Magazine and BungaCast are all kind of in the same universe. I don't know how to explain it. And I wrote 2 things in Damage. One thing is on the website. One thing is actually in the print magazine. Mm-hmm. It's the first article in the print magazine. It's about steroid culture and young men and loneliness. And I was real proud of it. And Alex hits me up. He goes, "Hey, you want to come on the show and talk about your steroid piece?" I'm like, sure. And I lost track of time. I was running. I woke up early. I was like, okay, I think I can get my run in before the show. It was like a Friday or something. And it was going to be early. And my run took a little longer than I thought, but I like 7 miles. I can get dressed in time. And I was still sweating because I was still a little dehydrated because I fucking had ran like 7 miles and it was like hot outside.
7 Jason miles.
7 Jason miles all over the hills of Rosarito. And so I was like sweating on air and I had a towel under the table so you couldn't see me. And I would try to move off camera, but their show is different. It's like, forget the system. They use a system I used to use when I started, but you're just kind of always on camera. So I'm trying to like wipe off the sweat. And they cut a clip of me where I'm just sweating like a motherfucker talking about drugs. Looking like I just hit the rock hard. Like, drugs are everywhere. I don't know what you're doing. Playing it at 1.5 speed. I'm like, oh man, that's what I didn't want to look like.
Did you scratch your neck like Dave Chappelle?
I was like,
it always kills me when he does that.
I was like, guys, I'm so sorry. You know, I ran and I took a shower just now and like running to get dressed. And I swear to God, Tucson, I was sweating like a slave in the first 10, 20 minutes of that episode because I was so nervous. So if you see me, I'm sitting like this because I don't want to raise my arms. So Dusty says, looking like Dr. Carl Hart.
That's a deep cut.
Damn. It was bad. It was bad, dude. I saw the clip. I was like, ooh, I hope my kids don't see this.
Look at what Miss Heathen said.
Fuck is wrong with you? Why are you all cracky on the...
Yikes.
But yeah. Jason and Dr. Carl Hart should talk about drugs. I don't know, dude. The guy thinks drugs are totally cool.
He does. Miss Heathen said Jason comes on other podcasts. I knew it.
They spell it the correct way. Drea says, if it makes you feel any better, Jason, I can totally tell. Tell that I was trying to dry off. Oh,
I'm so weird. What a weird problem.
Dude, I was, but you know what I'm talking about, right? Where you do a strenuous exercise in the sun and you're not drinking enough water, so you're a little dehydrated, so you're just constantly sweating. Or is that just me? It's just my menopause.
You're menopausing.
I called my daughter crying yesterday, and she was like, "Dad, you looked upset. Is everything okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think it's just menopause."
So weird. What you consider menopause? I don't know.
Yeah, it's menopause. I had a hot flash, and
Hot flash. You get those whenever you eat hot Cheetos.
I think I called you after my menopause episode.
You did, and you were like, "I'm so sorry for everything I've ever done." And your voice was cracking like Peter Brady.
I did. I was so sorry. I would have given you the biggest hug had you been in front of me.
Aww, Jason.
But yeah, I think there's a such thing as menopause. I don't know if people believe me. You don't believe in menopause?
I heard a guy say that. I heard more than one guy say that they hit a certain age and they start getting into poetry. One guy was like, "Man, when I was young, I used to be son of a bitch."
Mm-hmm.
And I got into poetry, gardening.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to water a plant once, and then that's how bad I am with commitment. I was like,
no.
Sorry, plant. It's just not working out for me.
The plant all dehydrated like you.
It's not you, it's me. I can't commit. I feel like you're suffocating me.
You're suffocating me. I always think about maybe it's because I date black men. I always think about the movie Miss Jane Pittman. Was she at some point I think she marries the guy. She marries this guy, but he's really into riding horses. And she was like, "Look, man, don't ride that horse. That horse is wild. Don't ride that horse." He was like, "I'm a man, baby. I'm a man." So he rides the horse, and the horse throws him, and he dies.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's a horrible story.
I don't know. I always feel like I'm in that position where I'm just like, don't do that thing. Don't do that thing.
You were yelling at me.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
You yelled at me. I was trying to justify why I was right in an argument, and Toussaint was trying to tell me why I was wrong. And I was like, you can't take the woman's side here, Toussaint.
I think it's just because we had vaginas in common that you were like, "Oh, you're taking her side."
You totally were taking her side. You're like, she's
I
right.
really
No,
wasn't. Because you know
right.
what? I didn't care. I didn't care.
That is why you're number one. Drea says we need more backstory. No. I was complaining. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was complaining to Toussaint, and she did not take my side. She
Yeah.
never does, by the way.
I don't?
No. Oh, God, no. You yell at me all the time. You were wrong there, Jason. You should have said blah, blah, blah. Maybe next time, instead of calling someone a blah, blah, blah,
Yes.
you should say this instead. That's what decent people say.
Dre is on my side on this one. She don't even know what's going on.
You don't even know what's going on. Doesn't
You
matter.
know what? It's because you a hard rock. You a thug. You are all. I'm like, Jason, maybe you should do it like this. And you're like, ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. I'm like, whoa. Like, Jason, maybe you should consider you like, how about some hardcore? You like it raw. Like, man, calm down.
All MOP all the time.
Let's protect your neck. Like, okay, Jason.
We are Steely Dan until we get to Ice Cube, and then there's snakes out there this big.
It's a fact.
We are straight out of Compton, and it's instantaneous.
Yeah.
You don't know what it's like. Oh, you are from Richmond. It is so interesting. Yeah. I think I'm gonna go now.
I know. You be saying Bay Area like you're from the whole area. No, you're from Richmond.
When Toussaint starts something, well, like my therapist told me, maybe you shouldn't call everybody a piece of shit.
Don't get arrested. You're still on probation.
Before you tell the police officer you're going to shove the nightstick up his ass so far he can taste it and spin him like a whirly dervish, maybe you should stop, take a breath. That's what Toussaint says to me.
Did you see the story about that kid who he was up against, I don't know, like 3 months in prison prison. And his lawyer got him a deal where he gets 9 years of probation instead. And he's taking a picture with his he took a picture with his lawyer like doing gang signs like, this is my man right here. Everybody's like, yo, don't take 9 years of probation.
Were you on the champagne room when we pulled up the video of the woman? Were you there?
I don't know.
The chick whose dude was getting out of prison, and she got him all these gifts.
All the gifts she got him, Jason was like, he going right back to prison.
Going right back in. That shit is a revolving door. Everything she got him, I was like, oh, that was the best video I had seen. I laughed so hard.
And she got him a white tee.
She got him a white tee, white Air Force Ones. What else did she get him? A flat brim hat.
Yeah.
Fuck. Took a picture of him at at In-N-Out, and he was flipping off the camera. I was like, he's going right back to prison.
Yes, he is.
So quick. Before his butt even touches the bed. You bought him the uniform, man. You bought him the uni. Filming his own crime. You know what's funny? Yesterday, I was like, oh, I'm in front of my work computer. Let me go cut the clip. I realized I can't find it now. I see so many.
Unreal.
Yeah, can't find it now. So now it just goes down in the lore. Filming your own crime is the lore now. True
story. I tried to find it, but I couldn't because what do you type in? Could be filming your own crime. Man screams at Wellbutrin. Don't do it. Don't do it. What do you type in?
Sid Hennis says, cut the clip. The clip, Sid. The clip. Let's see. How do you, you'll be filming your own crime. Is that, I Googled it. Does it come up? No, you are correct.
No.
You know what did come up?
Hmm.
The champagne room in Spanish.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, that's
That is
weird.
so trippy to me.
Okay. It's just the audio though, which I need, but we called it the episode You'll Be Filming Your Own Crime. That's crazy, right? Yeah, that's crazy.
We called the episode You'll Be Filming Your Own Crime. So dumb.
That's crazy that popped up. Man yells at Wellbutrin. You found it? Because you just sent me a message.
No, I just sent you something. That is I found out I was listening to podcasts through the podcast app on my iPhone. And I decided, hey, let me listen to some This Is Revolution. And I found out, like, I scrolled down in the description and I found that they have transcripts of what we're saying. And I'm like, ooh, I gotta see this.
Oh my God.
You have to read the transcript.
Okay. I'm going to read this. And then, I forgot. I'm supposed to go pick up Alex Michelle.
All right.
Alex Michelle is coming down, and we're going to try to finish kayfabe. He's going to be here for like 4 days. So cross your fingers that we actually get work done and don't just laugh the whole time. I'm afraid that he's gonna leave. He's coming down. He's gonna come down here and be like, I met a woman. This says that's what they used to do on all those shows, right? This is Zach Randall will be wearing a turtleneck. What? What? Here's a 10 spot so you could replace them Sally Jesse ass glasses. You guys are so mean. If they could see my shorts right now, which I will show later because Mac was my teasing my shorts. You were teasing about your shorts or teasing your shorts? Both. Wow, not cool. This is a very fashionable podcast. They call them Magnum PI shorts. Why do they do that? Let's try to stay on topic.
Wow. That's just a random snapshot of the transcript.
Episode 1258.
Yeah.
Wow. Sune says we've been filming our own crime. You should do a show interviewing your AI conversation. Damn.
Yeah, we sound outrageous.
Someone says, I want to see a word cloud of your transcripts. Film me all you want. That is by far the best thing I've ever seen. Like, seriously. The logic in that man's frustration.
Yeah.
Hey, you can kick my ass. You can film me all you want. But you will be filming your own crime.
That's so stupid.
And the guy just stops recording because you're like, you gotcha.
That's so stupid.
Bad Lefty says, on topic? Nope. No chance. Never.
Never.
I mean, look, we used to call this the Free Saturday Show.
Yeah.
This was the free show where we don't go to a champagne room. We just talk, and sometimes these shows are 3 hours of long, deep conversations. Norm Finkelstein's first appearance on the show.
It was. Remember when Glenn Greenwald said this show's 3 hours? Somebody sent it to me, and I was like, I ain't watching no 3 hour show. He was like, then I watched it, and I can only recommend this to you. It's totally worth the 3 hours.
So,
yeah,
it's sometimes 3 hours of real riveting conversation, or 3 hours of Norm Finkelstein calling Paul Prescott Talcum X.
That's how the interview started.
Yes. You were the learned one to Pascal. Yeah.
He's zeroed in on Paul. Like,
yeah.
I've never seen it.
You're the light-skinned teacher.
Oh.
There's always a high yellow teacher. Oh, Sid said Glenn Greenwald got him into the show. What's funny is there's another show with black people, Revolution in the title, and people confuse us all the time and think we are the same people. I find that hilarious.
We all look alike.
Yep. Nope. They're just usually 3 hours of crazy. They can be. We've eclipsed the 3 hour mark. I do have to go pick up a grown man and make sure that he gets here safely, because last time he came here, he fell down a hole.
That's right. He did fall down a hole. You'll be filming. You're on falling down a hole.
I was trying to explain the whole thing to a friend of mine who was leaving last week or a couple weeks ago. And I was like, yeah, and then he fell down this hole. She's like, how did he fall down? Like, we were looking at this dead guy. She was like, what? I was like, yeah, this guy was just dead. He was just dead right there. And I was like, dude, Alex was just a dead guy. And he's like, what? And then he fell down the hole.
Unreal.
It was, because I thought he was dead. And I just started screaming, oh my God.
Of course you did.
And Connie just started laughing. And
I was going to say you'll be filming your own hole, but then I stopped myself. Don't film your own hole, okay? Kids out there.
Andrew says Jason is picking up a loony. Dude, I've never been so frightened, because when someone comes to visit, even if I feel like, okay, you're my responsibility. I want to make sure that you get to point A and B safe. And it was kind of crazy that somebody was dead as we were walking to go pick him up at the border. And to fall in a hole in Tijuana, I just assumed that rats were eating it.
Oh.
I was like, it's over for him, Lord, oh Lord. I turned into Esther Roll, just screaming.
You start rehearsing what you're going to tell his mom.
Yeah, I was worried about what I had to tell his parents. And then he was wearing Crocs because he's a younger guy. So you know how young people wear goofy shit like Crocs. And it just flew in the air. It just flew in Crocs. I don't even know how it got airport. And Connie went and got the one Croc, and she was like, tears just rolling down her face, laughing, because Alex was like, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Oh my gosh.
And he was not okay, actually. He didn't fracture anything. It was just a bad bruise on his shin, because the way he fell like damn near to his knee in this hole, and he fell forward, so I thought he like broke his leg.
Oh.
He did not break his leg, but he really fucked his shin up bad. He had a real bad bruise, and then he got out of the hole.
Oh man.
He got out of the hole. I reluctantly got his other. I was like, dude, we'll buy you shoes. He's like, no, we can just get. I was like, no, I don't want to stick my hand down there and get it.
Oh.
Get the other Croc. And we're like, well, we can go back to the place or we can go get something to eat. He's like, is there beer around here? We're like, yep. He's like, well, let's go do that. And then we like fucking hung out until like 3 a.m. or some dumb shit like that. So that's probably what's about to happen again.
Drea said, and he's coming back?
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Coming back for more.
We have to finish this series.
He's gonna watch his step this time.
Ever since he's fallen in the hole, I jump in front of people whenever I see those holes.
What is that movie? Is it No.
Lean on me?
Stand By Me.
Is it Lean? I love that you mix Lean on Me and Stand By Me.
Always got them confused. Very different movies. Stand By Me. They're both songs too. Yeah. You guys want to see a dead body?
And it's Joe Clark. It's Joe Clark. And he smoked crack, didn't he? He smoked crack, didn't he?
Joe Clark with a baseball bat with leeches on it. Good movie.
My ex used to confuse Steven Tyler and Tyler Perry.
Wow. Wow. They're all first names.
Andrew says, I jump in front of people before I see these holes. Guess the content. Dude.
You make it sound like Beetlejuice with the sand.
The holes are like, I'm serious. It's one of those things where when you walk with someone that isn't from here, you have to tell them, hey, because the holes are so deep.
I feel that way about dog poop in my neighborhood. Is dog poop kind of everywhere? Because it's gentrifying, and young people don't have kids; they have dogs.
And they don't pick it up after themselves?
Sometimes they do, and it's just like scraped off the sidewalk, and you still don't want to step anywhere near that. And other times they just, yeah. But also, I did learn a few years ago that sometimes it's not dogs. So
yeah,
this neighborhood is not completely gentrified yet. So
you live in the boogie down Bronx. It's real.
It's real in the field.
J-Lo over there, her and her crew doo-dooing everywhere. Damn, you guys are shitting all over Steven Tyler right now. It's really funny.
Steven Tyler Perry.
She also confused Giovanni Ribisi and Giancarlo Esposito.
Okay, I feel like that could happen.
But two very different people.
Very different people, yes.
Google those names if you don't know who they are. Because that's funny. But yeah, the Tyler Perry, Steven Tyler thing, I always found hilarious.
It's hilarious.
Thank you, Toussaint, for hanging out with me after Pascal faded and got Thanos snapped by his internet.
He sure did.
It was happening because he was freezing. And he was freezing like this.
He was. I'm like, oh, he's about to say something cool. Nope.
There's worse ways to freeze.
That's true.
At least he froze like.
Because he was in a good mood today.
He was in a great fucking mood.
He had this cute little shirt on.
Unbuttoned to his navel.
Yeah. He's inspired by Gold.
He came on and said, hey, is it warm out there?
Oh, at his palatial estate in Miami.
Someone said, could they think Kush looks like Giancarlo Esposito?
That's ridiculous.
I feel like Kush look dresses like Giancarlo Esposito. I could see that.
I can see that. I can see that.
I could see that. I feel like Kush look is a very good dressed person.
I can see that. I could see him having a really nice apartment too.
Yes, everything is in its place.
Yeah.
Almost like a serial killer.
Dun, dun, dun.
Take that.
All
But
these
I-
obscene languages.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Alphabetical order by color. Yeah.
Mm.
Dewey Decimal System set up for the books.
I think we're doing a homophobia.
Fran says she thinks I dress like Liberace. No. Sadly, I am quite boring with my attire. But that being said,
Mm-hmm.
Aunt has to go do New York shit, which means eat a hot dog and go to Central Park, get her hair done, double Dutch.
It's
What
called a glizzy.
Oof.
Your favorite word. It's your favorite thing.
I said before on the show that I'll eat anything. And there's things I definitely hate. I hate hot dogs. I fucking hate hot dogs. But you go to a kid's birthday party and they're like, hey, we have hot dogs. And you go, thank you. Thank you for the fucking hot dog. I'm going to eat the hot dog. Happy birthday, child. I'm not going to shut up about it. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to complain on the ride back home. All they had was fucking hot. I'm not going to say shit. I'm going to eat the fucking hot dog and shut the fuck up. But if you gave me a glizzy, I'll throw it at you.
It's a birthday glizzy, Jason.
Don't.
Red said I need to go eat a folded over slice of pizza.
That's
Had
what
that earlier this week.
Totally did. You totally did. But you're going to eat a hot dog, not a, I won't even say the word.
Glizzy.
Oh.
Hebrew National. Where my Hebrew Nationals at?
That also is highly offensive to me.
Where my Saberettes at? Where my Nathan's at?
No.
Holla.
No. If you are serving hot dogs at your birthday party for your child and you're calling them glizzies, I'm calling CPS. What is wrong with you, man? These are hot dogs and they're children. Oh.
There's nothing wrong with this party that I threw with my EBT card.
No, but when you start calling everything glizzies, then there's something wrong.
No, we call
You've
them
appropriated fucking the wrong culture.
I call them glizzies, man. We keeping it real.
Oh,
You can
Don't
have a
lie.
chopped cheese if you want.
it's just too urban.
Your face.
I turned into Eartha Kitt, just like, McRubs is not a fan of hot. I love hot links. Hot links are awesome. I enjoy sausage.
Clipped. You're
I'm so
anti-glizzyite.
I'm an anti-glizzyite, and I'm terrified of the clipping that is going to happen to this episode.
We're just gonna call it supercut. Hey yo.
Hey, yo. Like, don't call it a glizzy. It's okay. Just
Don't call it glizzy.
Don't call it. It's not right. It's not right. It's not okay.
I was on the Brooklyn Bridge the other day.
I'm scared where we're going with this.
And sometimes there are boats in the water, which is cool. I feel like it's probably the best way to get around the city, but I'd be too afraid to fall in the water. And my first thought is, I don't want to fall in that dirty hot dog water. Dirty ass hot dog water.
Right?
Yeah.
Because hot dog water is the grossest thing ever. It's like, what
It
did you
is
do
gross.
to the water? I live in a country where I can't drink the water, but if someone's like, we have hot dog water and Mexican tap water, I'm like, ooh, is it from my neighborhood? Okay.
It's like that episode of The Simpsons where Homer's like stranded somewhere and he sees this cart selling food and stuff and he wants a drink and the guy's like, we have crab juice and we have Mountain Dew. And Homer's like, oh. Such a good episode.
Gosplan says, I go watch a movie, and when I return, TIR is still streaming. we were waiting for you. Welcome back. But now we're leaving. Tucson,
Yes, we are.
we do New York shit, double dutch with some strange kids with the little plastic beads in their hair.
Pop the fire hydrant.
Oh, you totally have to pop fire hydrant. It's August in New York. Why? I'm sure you did it yesterday, and they came back and put it back on and shook their fist at you, and you were like, "We're gonna do it again, officer."
That's the clean water, not the dirty hot dog water.
It's Tucson a rapper.
We all sound like this here. Everybody's a rapper here.
Okay, I'm so sorry, but I can't be late for this young man getting picked up at the border because in my mind he's just going to be like the country cousin that gets dropped off in the big city, like.
Right?
Ain't read none of these signs. They're all in Espanol.
This poor guy.
I hope he's not watching right now. All right. Thank you guys. We are out.